Yeah, Dane, try not to play over when we're talking, though. I'd rather have you talking than playing.
Okay.
Talking. Let's talk. Let's all talk, fellas. Let's all talk. I guess Paulie will pop in at some point. Yeah. Let's all
Here we
talk.
go.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dean Zimmerman with his new solo album.
Nice. Doesn't that
Rockin'
guitar
the
turn on?
airwaves.
It does. It turns. It's got a little on and off switch on it.
Rocking the airwaves. It's Dane Zimmerman Show, starring the Dane Zimmerman Dancers and the Dane Zimmerman Orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Zimmerman. Ah.
I was in a band a long time ago, and they called it the Dane Bramage Band.
Oh man.
Right? Brain damage, Dane
Oh,
Bramage.
Yeah.
no.
It's killer band. We were killer.
Literally.
Killer.
That's wild.
The Dane
were
Bramage Band.
They were killer,
today?
literally. We had to get them in jail. Today
February
is
8th.
Tuesday.
February
Tuesday.
8th, Tuesday, 2022, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, 5:10 Pacific. Talking guitars and 80s metal live. We got Zim.
Live.
Mm-hmm. We got John.
Rock on.
We got Ned.
Blue Rhino.
Nedster.
Got these.
Are those breasts? What? Oh. Yeah, I was like, huh?
Welcome,
What?
everybody.
Huh?
Dang. What's
Welcome
up,
to
you
Talking
guys?
Guitars and 80s Metal Live. Damn, we're live. We are very live.
This is.
It's good to be alive.
Yeah,
Good to be alive.
It's very good.
it sure is.
Very good.
I mean,
And,
what's the alternative?
Yeah, well, there you go.
I don't know.
Say it, Bobby. Dead.
May we not have to
good to be
find out
dead.
so soon.
Yeah.
May we
I'm-
not have to find out so soon.
I'm not finding out. But what I am going to find out are the names of the executive producers.
The big
here
bosses.
on Johnny Beane TV.
The big
Here
bosses.
on YouTube.
Dane, you want to give the read today for the big bosses?
No, I don't have my glasses on, but I will. I can see Dave Ennis. Vinyl
My
Freak
glasses
51,
and my shoes,
50.
so I have them.
Mike Neese, Music Therapy Laz, Majestic PB and J Cat, Wayno, False Flag, Sherman Callahan, Andy
Wait,
Carson.
did you skip a couple?
Michael B. Arhabs, Warlag.
He's not wearing
Chad,
glasses.
Lawrence Christensen, Lenny
Yeah,
Lou and
he's
Mary,
skipping half of them.
James Gum,
Dane, these are the big bosses. We got to get all of them. We got to
John Moronic, Paul Martin Woods, Stephen Franklin, Michael, a.k.a. the Captain, Michael Smith, a.k.a. the Captain, Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, Jimmy Ray Hawkins, David Allen Wright, and, of course, Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael. Did you skip a couple? I thought you skipped a couple in the beginning.
David Ennis, Vinyl Freak 5150, Mike Neese,
Neese.
Music
Music
Therapy
Therapy
Labs.
Labs.
Majestic
Majestic
PB&J Cat. Wayno. False Flag. Sherman Callahan. Andy Carson.
Andy Carson,
Michael B.
Michael B.
Arhabs.
Arhabs,
Warlag.
The
Warlag.
Chad.
Chad.
Thomas
The Chad.
Lawrence
Christensen.
Christensen.
Linny Lou and my little geriatric sex kitten Mary. James Gom, John Moronic, Paul Martin Wood, Stephen Franklin, Michael the Captain Smith, Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, Jimmy Ray Hawkins, David Allen Wright, and Steve Carmichael. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. It's like reading the credits in the Grand Canyon, you know.
Yeah.
Let's try it. We're in the Grand Canyon. David Ennis.
Turn the delay on, Johnny.
You totally missed the joke.
No, I got it. And actually, I did have an echo set up at one point, but I couldn't get it working correctly.
Damn it!
Where that actually be possible?
Let me yell into Linny Lou's vagina. Hold on a minute. David Ennis! 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 Ennis!
Wow.
Yeah.
Those names right there that you guys have heard many times tonight, those are top tier of channel members. So if you'd like your name butchered at the beginning of every show, click that join button.
There's something to look forward to, right?
And hey, Alice Martinez. Yeah, and if you'd like to help support the channel, support these shows, any super chats will change the color of these lights. The guitar moire. Ned is like mesmerized.
I don't think I've ever seen that color before. It's pink.
Those. It's pink.
Chartreuse.
It's pink.
Is that a new color?
It's
when there's daylight shining into the red, you bet it is.
I've got a whole combination of colors.
Johnny's got mauve, aquamarine, garnet, moonstone.
Basically every combination of colors there are. They're cool. But hey, you know what else is cool? WhatsApp. That's very cool. If you'd like to get a hold of us during the show tonight, if you'd like to help us with content, please help us. You can text anything to that phone number right there on your screen.
We need more help than anybody.
Yeah. And speaking of help, we're also live on Facebook, which needs a lot of help. Facebook stars. And
I don't know. I looked at my house, and I looked at Zuckerman's house and Zuckerberg's house, and I don't know. There's a big difference between the two, so I think we definitely need help more than Facebook needs help.
Wow, yeah.
I think Facebook stock went down a couple of days ago, though, for some reason.
But not because
probably
of the
shot
show,
right back
was
up.
it?
Yeah,
was it because of our show?
It might have been, yeah.
Well, that's very possible. In the chat, they're asking, where is Neanderthal? Neanderthal had a horrible paper mache accident. Really, they're still trying to get him out of there, but we hope he'll join us soon.
Yeah, he ended up snorting paper mache
pieces.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was a guest speaker at an elementary school, and they wanted to take a mold of his body. He said, "Look, I don't have time for this. Just my dick." And the kids are wrapping it up in the paper mache, and then the next thing you know,
and
they're trying to chisel off the Yule log there. It's it's a big undertaking. So
now the teachers had to get involved. The principal showed up. Yeah, it's tough.
Hot for teacher.
I don't know if any of that is actually true, but Paul is I don't know. We didn't see him Friday either. He didn't show up Friday, or Saturday. I mean,
and would have pulled right out.
Paul has a little bit of a sore throat today, but all jokes aside, but he says he probably stop in sometime during the show, just not for the whole show. So we will see.
Yeah, smash that thumbs up if you would like to see Paul tonight.
Yeah. And if you wouldn't like to see Paul, also smash that thumbs up. I personally would like to see him because, it's Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's got a lot to talk about. Paul's got a lot to say.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of thoughts up in that massive brain of his.
He's got a lot of love in that big old heart. And he likes to share it with all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, just like executive producer Warlag, They got a new something new today. Look at that.
Ooh.
Like a Strat.
Blackie Strat.
Very cool,
Nice.
man.
Nice.
And elite.
Brand spanking new.
Warlag. And you know how I got that image?
WhatsApp? He sent it to you on the
WhatsApp.
phone, on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. It was sent
WhatsApp.
directly through WhatsApp. So see? Easy.
Yeah.
What's that?
WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Nice. Let's say hello to our non-bosses, our beloved audience, our chat, who is with us right now, because I always love and appreciate the chat, them spending their time with us on a Tuesday night, because there's a lot of good stuff on. The Olympics are on. They could be watching that. There's sex to be had, but they're like, instead of hooking up tonight, I'm going to go watch Mancuda and the Gang. Okay. Yeah. So we appreciate that. And Steve Carmichael has just posted Zim's new emoji. If you look there in the chat.
Oh, great. Imagine
there you
this
are.
will be epic.
There you are. Do you see it, Dane? Steve Carmichael? Can you see the emojis?
I can see
in the
it.
chat?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. It's a little smiley face with a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Oh,
There we
being
go.
in Arizona, everybody there wears cowboy hats.
Yeah.
Right, Zims?
Oh, yeah.
Are you actually from there? Were you born there?
No, man. I'm from Ohio. I was born in Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah.
How
That's
long have you
cool.
been in Arizona?
Since 1980.
Ever since the cops ran him out on a rail.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's been on the lam ever since under the false
There we
name
go.
of Dane Zimmerman. There we go. That's it. Thank you, Alice. All right, let's say hello to our chat. Let's say hi. Can't Drive 55, Mr. Light 1972. Craven Soda says, John, how is Linny Lou and Mary doing? Mary got married? You never know. I thought she was just in it for the hookups. I have not spoken to Linny Lou and Mary. I'm hoping they're doing well from they're recovering from our lovely pandemic as we go through this. So I'm hoping I call them out anyway, because I know that if they don't pop in live, they will at least be watching the reruns. So if you guys are watching, much love to you, and hope you're recovering safely and getting better from the lovely pandemic. Let's see who else we got. And thank you for asking about Linny Lou and Mary, because they're some of my most favorite people in the world. Craven Soda.
Yes.
Bozique, Jimmy Carr, Fistolite
Jimmy.
1972, Alice Martinez, Garbage, Bozique, Keith Campbell, Nightbot, Tim Thomas, my girl Lindy Lynch. Thank you, Lindy. Leo Safko, Alice Martinez, Dan of New Jersey, Danny's Rock and Metal, Rico B, Steve Carmichael, Tim
Rico.
Thomas, Rico.
Rico was in here yesterday.
Suave. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Chris Bevan. Hey, brother. Jimmy Carr. Warlag. Bozique. So I know I keep repeating names. I'm so bad at mixing up the chat. Rock Daddy. Hellstorm. Janice. La, 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 la. Let's see. Christopher Live. Sawa. And yeah, we're going to talk about the Pearl Jam Motley Crue feud that's been brewing publicly, which is fun. Keith Campbell. Let's see. Looking through. Erica Foreman and her lovely wife, Sophie. Erica, my buddy Erica. My buddy Mike Murr's in the chat.
Oh my God.
What?
Some of these comments.
There's some people talking about Sandusky in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yostinator, Leo Safko, Kai Matthews, Eduardo Moreno Porto.
Dude.
Let's see. Tim Thomas. My
Janice
girl Sandra
Lala.
Picorni.
Picorni, Picorni, me love you long time.
It's my girl Sandra.
And
We are wishing, by the way, Ben Tom speedy recovery. He's still going through from all his surgeries and heart surgery and all kinds of good stuff. So shout out to Ben Tom. Hope you're getting better, buddy. Let's see. Music Therapy Laz. Majestic PB and J Cat. Let's see. Who am I missing? David Scher. Robbie Johnson. Marky FX. How you doing? Johnny Beane.
oh,
Browns fan.
Take it in the Browns fan. Let's see. Who else we got? Renus Pinkle. Browns fan. All Dave, all night. Moi 42. Moi. Love it. Let's see.
everybody say hi in the chat right now.
Oh, Glenn
Everybody.
Danzig in the chat. Thank you, Glenn. Let's see.
He wants you to pronounce the whole entire name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Glenn Danzig, Etzcom. It's French, I believe. Esclom. Keith Campbell. Oh, Keith Campbell wants to see shirt. It's Silver Surfer #1. Look at that, baby. I love the Silver Surfer. Love Marvel.
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. He's a nice Jewish superhero.
I love the Silver Surfer, Jonathan Silver. Perhaps you know him.
Silver. A nice Jewish boy. Silverstein.
Yeah. John Moishe Silver. Perhaps you know him.
Silverberg. That's what his family deals in. Silver.
Silver.
Let's see.
Silver Wittgenstein.
Or long. And everyone else in the chat. Welcome, everybody. And let's welcome the great Neanderthal.
Although
I
guess I'm just N today because I didn't type in my name correctly.
I'm sorry. Speak up, Bubala.
I said I'm just N today. I didn't type my name incorrectly, so fuck it.
Oh, he's just an
At
N.
At N. I'm just at N.
Just N.
Meh.
Meh. Nah. To go with meh.
Meh. Nah.
Meh kuda. Nah.
Oh, you feeling
Yeah.
okay? I didn't give you the COVID there, did I?
No,
Oh,
for the second time in 2 weeks, you didn't give me the COVID. No. I have a sore throat today, and I don't know why. It's probably just the way.
Oh
Could
no.
be. Yeah, could be all
There's
the
that.
weakness.
There's that
That's how it
Mancuda.
starts.
There's that Mancuda gif again.
That's all that.
Yeah.
That's how it starts, man.
Where's
It's
that
a sore
sound?
throat.
Kurt, are you here, man? Where's that sound, dude?
Do you got any vacation days lined up, or if you need some sick days?
The great thing about my company is we don't have sick time. If you don't feel well, you just don't come in, and they don't dock you for it or anything like that. There's like no sick policy in my company. The guy that runs it is a guy named Stanley Hubbard. And he's just like one of those, if you don't feel good, stay home people. He's just he's like an 80-something-year-old guy. So they don't have companies are like, you have 5 sick days or 7 sick days, or you accumulate sick days. My company's like, nah, if you don't feel good, just stay home. It's like real homey that way. It's kind of neat.
That's nice.
Mhm.
Man. That
And
is
it's
really
just a best of. right?
Wow, best of
Like
is a very subjective term.
Like you always have a tape ready, right?
No, our producer archives all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, if we needed to, we could. I've done the show by myself if Mark can't come in, and vice versa. But it's not the same show because obviously, it's difficult to juggle balls unless you're Mancuda.
I usually just gurgle them.
Oh, everybody's telling me I should Arnold Throat. Okay, I will do Arnold Throat for the rest of the show. That's what I can do. It's funny. I can speak in Arnold's voice easier than I speak in my own.
Well, that'll make for interesting content. Go with that.
Let's do this for the rest of the show. That's what not getting annoying at all.
We'll have Neanderthal Arnold Paul.
Yeah. So
let's see. Bozique said, I met the craziest comic book collector geek ever. I'm the craziest comic book collector geek ever. I have hundreds, literally hundreds of boxes of comic books. I collect comic book original artwork. I mean, I got all that shit, dude. I collect all that shit. I mean, I obsess over some of this stuff. I pick
He's
up
not
my
kidding.
books weekly. And
When
I got it in multiple locations, just like my guitars. I got it in multiple locations.
he takes it in multiple locations.
Yeah, I'm a 3-input comic book collector.
Yeah, who knew? Yeah, that's why he loves the Silver Surfer because it's some alien shit that he doesn't have.
He's slippery and
yeah.
and
I
his
always
board,
thought
board vibrates.
I always thought that DC's Iceman was a ripoff of the Silver Surfer. Just a complete.
Well, it's
fucking
Marvel.
ripoff.
It's Marvel's Iceman. It's Marvel's Iceman.
Iceman was part of the Justice League.
No, Iceman's one of the old X-Men.
Okay, well,
You're testing me. I know you're testing me.
Well, then Super Friends put Iceman in there, it was a crossover.
No, Super Friends never had Iceman. You think of Spider-Man's Amazing Friends.
I don't think
It was
so.
Spider-Man, Firestar, and Iceman.
Okay.
And
Trust
Robin.
me on this. Trust me on this.
Okay.
There's
all I heard was one of them is a cross-dresser. That's all.
No,
I heard.
Iceman came out as gay in the comic books. In the comic books.
But aren't they all?
That'll
if you
sell
think about
me.
it, because they all change into their outfits.
No, they're superheroes. They're supposed to be in costumes. Look at me when I wear pink hat and scarf. I mean that's my superhero costume.
Mhm.
Yes.
My powers are to lose money quickly.
Well, that works out good.
Yeah, no, Iceman was one of the old X-Men. The Silver Surfer is appeared first in the Fantastic Four originally as Galactus's herald
I
to
regret
destroy
bringing it up.
Earth. Now we're going next level nerd shit.
Yeah, we're going some next level nerd shit.
Next level comic book nerd shit. But trust me on this.
Rico B is right. Ace and Gary. That's where we're going with that. We're going full Ace and Gary.
And we'll talk about Joe Rogan in a little while, because you were asking Kai Matthews. We'll talk about that later. Warlag wants to know, what do I think of gay Superman? It's a different Superman. It's Superman's son, Clark. So it's not actually Kal-El, the old school Superman. It's not Superman. Now we're really getting deep. It's not Superman of Earth 2, who was the one in the 1940s and 50s. It's not Superman that you knew from the Silver Age and up through the Crisis. It's the newest Superman, which is Clark, who's Superman's son, grown up. And what do I think of him being gay? He's gay. Again, you also have to remember, I'm a gay ally. I'm a big gay rights advocate publicly. I'm a big gay ally, big supporter of the queer community, and I'm friends with everybody, and I'm very big on everyone's rights to do what God made them and be the way God made them, be it race, color, creed, sexuality, whatever it is. So what do I think of it? He just happens to be gay. What's there to think about?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sort of on the same boat, which is I don't. It's none of my business. You live your life your way. I live my life my way. We're not hurting each other. Nobody's. I mean, do your thing. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything with everything. You want to do drugs?
I had no idea at all about any of this. So it wasn't me.
Johnny, Johnny never leaves his house. It wasn't me. It had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I read all the comic books, so I know who's who and blah blah blah.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go. So that's Iceman was one of the original X-Men, going back to that. Iceman, Angel, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, and the Beast were the original 5 X-Men, later joined by Havoc and Polaris. Then in 1975, you got the all-new, all-different X-Men, which basically when the old X-Men were in trouble, Professor X came and formed a new band of X-Men, which was grabbing Banshee, Sunfire, and Wolverine, who were formerly used characters in other past comic books, gathering them together. Wait. I'm not done yet. Then new characters,
you're literally
Colossus, Storm, and Nightcrawler. Huh?
You're literally Brody Man from Mallrats.
I totally am.
Yeah, you're totally Brody. Yeah.
Adding Colossus, Storm, and Nightcrawler, who were created by Dave Cockrum, the late, great Dave Cockrum. Let's see, Chris Claremont, Len Wein, Dave Cockrum, John Byrne, all those guys from giving us the X-Men in the 70s and 80s. And Thunderbird, who also was a Dave Cockrum creation that died right after the new X-Men were formed. So then you had the new X-Men, who were, in that group, Cyclops, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Banshee, Wolverine, and, Professor X leading them, later joined by Kitty Pryde. This is the Justice League. So now, this is the JLA Avengers I'm looking at right there. That's a mix of the Justice League and the Avengers right there in that image.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mark Graves.
Thank you, false flag.
The KC girl.
Oh, Johnny, it's false flag. I'm calling from under a
Johnny, I'm not really you.
Johnny, false flag here. I'm calling from Australia with a pillow on my face.
I'm not really your twin.
I'm not you, but I'm also not out from underneath this comforter that's living on top of my head. I know my phone call sounds like arse, but it's because I've got a throw pillow up my nose.
Let's see.
Cartoons.
Where's Spider-Man in
Lindy,
there? Where's
Lindy Lynch
Spider-Man?
is making spicy chicken wings. Lindy, send me some of those.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, food.
Send
talk.
us a picture on WhatsApp of your spicy chicken wings, please.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Not
please.
cooperating, is it?
Of her spicy.
And yes, Bozique, John Byrne, the comic book artist, is still alive. Dave Cockrum passed away years ago, though. Since we're talking about the X-Men. So that's the Justice League Avengers right there. I'm looking at the photo. There we go. I see, let's see. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Iron Man, Wolverine, Mockingbird, Hawkeye, Green Lantern, a little bit of Thor's shoulder there. A little bit of Hercules abs, Power Girl, Captain Marvel, known as Shazam, Supergirl. Let's see, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Cyborg, Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, Vixen. Johnny keeps moving the fucking screen.
Wow.
Let's see, Vixen, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, Wonder Man.
I never.
Johnny's trying to do the earthquake scene.
That's
Johnny,
because you're
do the
not.
Earthquake. There's an earthquake going on. Oh,
Oh no! The Justice League and the Avengers have to save the world.
Wonder Man is Taylor Dane's real name, Leslie Wonderman.
A nice Jewish boy, Wonderman.
No, that's her real name. Taylor Dane's real name is Leslie Wonderman.
Nice.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Taylor
I don't know
Dane.
why I know that.
Yeah, Keith Campbell, Watchmen. That was amazing. That's a whole different. That's where DC in 1986 came out, or 85, 86 came out with Watchmen, known as the greatest graphic novel ever. Really is 12 issues that basically gave a realistic portrayal of superheroes. That was very cool, and as you saw recently, was a very cool TV show. Oh, and yeah, Hellstorm's asking, do I like the comic book porn parody movies? Absolutely. You bet.
You bet.
Super Dong and Bat Boner with Wonder Wesbian and you bet I love those.
Of course you do.
The Incredible
Spied her man. I spied her man.
The Incredible Hunk.
The Incredible Caulk. CAWK.
Oh boy.
Now, with everything going on in the world, how do these superheroes find the time to put a whole afternoon together to stand and pose?
Yeah,
get
it's a good
everybody.
point. Yep.
Well, they only fight supervillains. They don't get involved in it's hard to get involved in disasters, unless it's there's been an avalanche in China and they'll go help with that. But you can't catch it happening usually. And they look for villains. They look for supervillains. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Was I a fan of Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham? Not originally, but I liked him in the Spider-Man Across the Multiverse. I do like him. I do like him more now as they're bringing all those spider universes out and together, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Rogers, join us this Friday. We'll have Steve Rosen. It'll be
Mike,
all Van Halen talk this Friday.
Except for Johnny won't read the book. He'll read the forward. He'll read.
I ordered the book. He has to send me the book.
Yeah.
Johnny will know the title though.
Mike, we would talk, if we could talk VH. Johnny would talk VH all night if we could. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah,
Johnny, you know? Hold on.
I talked Van Halen last night.
Johnny, put back on the photo of that cover of the book, please. Do you know who that is on the front of the cover, Johnny?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Edward Van Halen.
Good enough. Bring the guest on.
It'll be awesome, you guys. So tune in this Friday.
So, Johnny, did you enjoy my book? Yeah. No, it's weighty. It's weighty. It's very solid, very hard cover. Love it. Very well built. There's a dust jacket on it to keep dust off of the cover.
Wordy.
You could fake it. If you didn't read the book, you could fake it. You can say, "Oh yeah, I like the chapter about Eddie when he met with Roth the first time they met. How cool was that? That was a great chapter."
The problem with that is if you run into an interview subject who's plugging a book and they feel like you haven't read the book, they will make up something in the book to try and see if you're full of shit. I'm not kidding. Some authors, some musicians will say, well, yeah, there was that time you probably remember in chapter 4 when I was in Topeka and those transvestites ended up in the bar. Like, you remember that part right before we get on the elevator? Oh yeah, that was amazing about that. And then they know you're full of shit. So you have to be very careful about how you try to bullshit your way through an interview.
Yeah, some of those specific questions. How about that time Eddie Van Halen played at the Killer Whale show, Johnny? Did you read that chapter? Oh, that was my favorite.
Yeah, and then they find out you're full of shit.
What's your favorite Bible verse, Johnny? All of them. Well, which was your favorite? The one where the guy, talked to God and the sins and stuff. Yeah, that one. The one with the ice cream. Yes, the Bible verse with the ice cream. There's no ice cream in the Bible, John. Which Bible are you reading? I read the King James Ben and Jerry edition.
You have to, and what you do is, if you can, you go like 115 pages into the book, and that's where you start reading. And you do that, and then you go like 212 pages into the book, and you come up with those two parts, and you go, can you talk about that time when you were in Topeka and the transvestites went in the bar, and they go, oh yeah. That's what they're doing. And then you go back into that part that's on 212. You go, how about that time you were in Amarillo and the bus tire blew out on the highway? And then they tell that story, and then they think you've read the book. So that's the
right.
You have to be the guy in control. If you're the interviewer and you let the subject control the flow of the interview, you're fucked.
You're dead.
Yeah, but when you're
because he's gonna start quizzing you.
Yeah, so you have to take control of it, and you have to come up with something that, you know, you talk about that part about when they were in Topeka, when they were in the bar with the transvestites, and they go, well, yeah, that was a part of that. And then you talk about something else related to them that you already know. So you can say, oh, how about that? You know, after you talk about the transvestites in the bar, you go, well, how about that time you guys hired the skydivers to fly into the show and stuff like that? And everybody thought it was you. Oh, yeah. Now he's off. Now they're no longer talking about the book. Now you're in a place where you know what the hell you're talking about. And if they bring something up about it, you're covered. So you can find your way to bullshit your way through an interview. Remember, a lot of times now with this thing, I don't know how long Rosen's going to be on. But if he's going to be on the whole show, Johnny, I'd suggest you get somebody to read that fucking book.
Johnny,
Yeah.
you need the audio version.
Johnny's
Just
starting to
listen to
worry.
it while you're driving.
Yeah.
You know, the audio version.
I ordered it, and I did grow up reading all his interviews with Eddie, so I do know a few things.
Well, that's what you. Well, then you have to be honest with them and go, all right, so Steve, I just got the book, but I do remember that time you interviewed Eddie for guitar for the practicing musician. At this point, now you can say, and then he can go, well, I talk about that in the book. You go, well, I look forward to reading that. Now you've at least admitted to him that
You're being honest at least.
but you still know about him. And you know, I'm not going to say who the musician was, but it's a musician who was a bass player in a very big band, and we had a conversation. And during the conversation, we were, you know, interviewing about certain things that happened in his career. And he goes, well, you know, it's kind of like one of those things, you know, when guys like us are sitting in a bar, bang, he just said guys like us. Now you're talking to a guy who's in a band who considers you an equal. Yeah, this guy once doesn't want to talk about you. You're talking about a guy who considers you an equal.
Dane just ran out to get a copy of the book.
and you get into that. Once you get into that level, when you get onto that level and it becomes a conversation, that's when you know you're going to get some gold. So if you can calm him down and not, you know, don't interview him like it's a panel, like it's a press conference. Just have conversations. He will open up and give you gold.
Yeah, just talk to him very, very down to earth, normal, and you know,
and cop to the fact that you haven't read the book,
but you're looking forward to it.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm very looking forward to it.
Yeah, I just got the book. I didn't have a chance to finish. You know, I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing. I'm only on chapter 3.
It's in that package behind me. It's
yeah. I wanted to do it as an unboxing on Twitch, but I wanted to make sure I had enough viewers before I did it.
But then I got caught up in the game and I didn't have time to read your book. Who was it that said it? Hold on. Where the fuck was the comment? I love the comment. Oh, Keith Campbell. Johnny, so do you own lotion stock due to the chafing from sitting on the fence so much?
Oh.
I love that. Thank you, Keith Campbell. You know, Paulie, do you remember this commercial, this Breyer's ice cream commercial with a little kid? This is going back way years ago. This little kid was looking at the
John, so I may not remember it.
Well, as I'm a millennial, I understand, you know, senility setting in.
Sure.
But no, you're looking at the kid's looking at the Breyer's ice cream box, and he's trying to pronounce the words polysorbate 80, Johnny. Oh, and the announcer comes on. Why can't Johnny read? I would love to get that soundbite and play it every time Johnny gets a guest with a book on and says, "You didn't read the book? Click. Why can't Johnny read?"
Wait, I just got a production note from executive producer Wayno who says Johnny's not going to be able to get through the book. Every time he tries to read, false flag fucks with his lights.
Johnny's trying to read. Fuck.
Production note from executive producer Wayno. Thank you for the notes. We appreciate it. We'll try to do better.
Yes,
we'll always try to do better. And look, if you're a big boss, you have the right to give us production notes. You've paid for that right. Don't let Johnny tell you otherwise. Keith Campbell wants to know, why hasn't Johnny gotten the book read first? You know, Johnny was that kid in school. Has everyone read the assignment, Mr. Beane?
I don't even have the book. I don't even have it yet.
Yeah. Ma'am, I didn't get the textbooks for the assignment. Mr. Beane, who was your book report on? Van Halen. And you read the book? Yeah. So you won't mind reading your book report in front of the class? Nope. This is my book report on Edward Van Halen. Edward Ludwig Van Halen was his real name. I really like Edward Ludwig Van Halen. Edward Ludwig Van Halen was a really nice guy. Everyone should listen to Edward Ludwig Van Halen. Edward Ludwig Van Halen was not born in the States, but moved here and lived in Pasadena, California. Edward Ludwig Van Halen played guitar. Edward Ludwig Van Halen was in a band called Van Halen that I like very much. That's it. 200 words.
I remember I heard somebody do a promo on a radio station I was listening to online who referred to Edward Wolfgang Van Halen, like that Wolfgang was his middle name. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh.
Oh boy, that's a little hit to the credibility seeds. Dan, are we bothering you over there? Are you
Dane, what do you got going on there?
What's going on over there? You want to share? Did you bring enough for everybody?
And of course, Johnny, as the producer, is not focused on Dane.
My buddy that paints guitars, right?
Swipe left.
He
swipe
freaking
left.
dropped it or something and put a dent on it.
Beaver Bangers Bonanza. What's that website you're on?
Well, tell him to fix it. I'm really sorry I dropped the guitar, man. I'll take $10 off what I charge to paint you.
Oh no!
Thank you, Buzzy.
It's just Rob. Shit. He fucked it up.
Dane's ordering pizza right now. Dane's on Domino's website. The lovely Amanda Coombs in the audience. I saw Symmetry in here. Welcome, everybody. Leave a thumbs up if you haven't, because it only gets worse from here. So you might as well do it now. How many,
the guitar was almost done. He was wet sanding it and buffed it, and it fell off the table and got all dented.
Oh my God.
Was that something
sucks.
for you?
Wrong fucking button. There it is. Let me call the client.
It doesn't matter. It's just another one of these.
Hello. Yeah. Your guitar's coming along. We're a little behind right now, but I'm doing a bang up job on it.
Yeah, Relic. Well, how do you feel about Relic guitars?
I've just decided for no extra charge, I'm going to relic it for you. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Did you feel it was a little heavy? You wanted a little lighter? Because I can shave it down a bit.
Yeah. Weight relief.
Yeah, weight relief. Yeah. You know how Gibsons have like that 8 holes in there for the weight relief?
9.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Amanda Coombs in the chat.
Yeah. The lovely Amanda Coombs.
I haven't seen
Wow,
Amanda Coombs in a while.
Some beautiful girls in the chat today.
See, now you made it.
This
weird.
Yeah. What's good? Well, since you asked,
cheese pizza, Kraft macaroni and cheese, sushi.
chocolate covered boobies,
Again, you made it weird.
and yet I'm being honest, unlike someone who doesn't read a book. Let's see.
Was that something he
Yeah.
was doing for himself, or was that for something?
No, it's just one of these cheap BC Riches that he paints for me as a hobby. Just
So
something for him to
that's
do.
your guitar, Dane?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, some guy gave me the guitar. It was so beat up. It's a bronze series
Well, it's not.
or it's a platinum series Warlock, and
My mother's looking at the screen right now. Looks like woodpecker damage. They get into John's guitars too.
Has
Oh.
that ever happened?
Oh.
Have you
What,
ever put
what-
a
what-
case to one of your guitars and it was like rusting or mildew?
if you hang it up
No,
outside
not my
on a
guitars, not my
tree,
guitars. Yeah, I mean, what do you think when I'm gone? Like she puts a bird feeder on the back of it. She like
Termite.
down on
covers
the
the
tree.
guitar in honey and bird seed.
Was you hanging guitars to dry from a tree? What the fuck is going on? If you got a hollow body You can hang it from a tree and just put the seed inside the sound hole, I guess.
Yeah.
Use the if it's got one of those floating bridges, you can glue it to the bottom of the sound hole so that the birds can land there and get there. Speaking of sound holes, I texted the Saturday Night Live crew on, was it Sunday that I was at the music store and there was a Kramer Farrington sitting up on the wall? Was it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah.
It was Sunday, I think.
Yeah, they have a Kramer Farrington at the Zia Records on Thunderbird here in Phoenix. If anybody's interested in picking one up, I think it's $5.99. It's in good shape.
That's cool. That's cool. Those are cool.
If you're into those guitars, it's for those that don't know, it's the Kramer thin-bodied acoustic.
Kramer?
Made out of plastic. Is it the whole back body's plastic?
No.
No, that's Ovation you're thinking.
That's Ovation guitars, yeah. Oh, it's a Farrington, Jerry. It's a Farrington.
A Farrington?
Bring
Jerry,
up a photo
he's got a
of a Farrington.
Farrington.
Johnny, bring up a photo of a Farrington.
Bring up a photo of
plastic.
Kramer, George, and Jerry.
John BL, send me a photo of a Farrington.
You've got Google right in front of you. Johnny's playing Grand Theft Auto as we speak. He's doing double duty.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's out. He tapped out.
Hey, Laz, welcome.
Hey, Laz. Speaking of my latest GTA
We weren't
crew
we were talking
partner,
about Seinfeld. What?
Laz.
Oh.
Laz is jumping in.
Oh, okay. Did Laz change the color of your lights yet today?
All right, so here's one. This isn't the one
that's for sale.
That's for sale, but it's
they look kind of like they look a little bit like a Strat acoustic.
There you go.
Oh, show us the back of the guitar.
Well, they're fairly thin too for
It's not a wooden back. I don't think it's a wooden back.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I don't think the Farringtons are plastic backed.
Not that I know of.
They might be.
No, they're the same. They're it's all
like spruce.
Yeah.
It's all wood.
Your father used to get wood, but that was just when we first got married. Nah. There's the morning wood. I don't know. I don't like acoustic guitars. I love Kramer's, but I just don't love acoustics.
Mm-hmm. What if it was pink?
If it was pink, I'd still feel the same way.
Make no mistake about it. I'm never going to be able to get rid of my pink Ernie Ball Music Man without Mancuda trying to kill me for it.
Speaking of killing, I see Amanda Coombs talking about protein shakes in the chat.
She needs protein.
Now I'm interested.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Bozique says, Mancuda, you're eventually going to inherit this channel when Johnny quits to play Grand Theft Auto on Twitch full time. Unfortunately for him, only hot chicks making money playing video games on Twitch.
No, this channel's going to Laz eventually.
Oh, look, Renus has some hardwood
Johnny
for my
has
mom.
a dream.
Speaking of
Don't
wet
step
dreams,
on
Renus
don't
has some
step on
hardwood
his
for my
dream.
mom. My mom's wondering right now, get Renus's phone number. I'll tell you, I had a great morning with Mama Kuda today. I cooked salmon for lunch. And basically, I put it in a pan. We have one of those Gotham steel frying pans. The ones on the infomercial, the guy's like, Gotham steel frying pans. You could scrape it. You could cut it with a knife. You could hammer it with a chisel. You can have an elephant walk all over it. Set it on fire with a blowtorch. This won't melt. This won't scratch. You could beat it across the room. Throw it in the Grand Canyon. Run over it with a tractor. Throw it in a hay baler. Nothing can scratch. Gotham steel cookware. You know those? Those with the coppery looking tops. They're indestructible. Even a diamond won't scratch it. It's the most indestructible pan ever. And of course, there I go frying some salmon. And Mama Kuda walks up. You can't turn it up high. You're going to burn the pan. You're going to burn. No, don't use a metal spatula on it. don't
Oh,
do
look
that.
at that poor
No.
thing.
Yeah, you leave it in there. No, don't. You're gonna damage the pan. I'm telling you, you're gonna damage the pan.
Am I the only one?
Fish heads, roly poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
You won't see a fish head drinking cappuccino in an Italian restaurant with Oriental women.
Fish heads, roly poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Yeah. So, Mama
Dr.
Kuda was.
Demento.
Mama Kuda was very upset in the idea of the possibility that I could scratch the only unscratchable pan in the world. It's amazing. We've covered this in beef gravy and set it off in front of a tank of piranha. Nothing can harm Gotham Cookware. Look at us rolling it into a hay baler. Nothing hurts Gotham Cookware. You're going to scratch it, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's just great. The day before that, I wanted to get a slice of pizza. I had to endure a 40-minute speech of how bad pizza was for me, how pizza's going to kill me. Pizza's the devil's food. And as I walk out the door, well, don't forget to get me a slice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What
Johnny,
about vegetarian pizza?
As crazy as this sounds, there's a graphic of my mother that usually goes up when these stories are told.
Mm-hmm. I had a fish head showing.
Yeah, looking for the graphic. Looking for the graphic.
There he is.
There it is.
He was just a little late.
Oh. Johnny's not paying attention tonight. He's too busy trying to get a copy of that book online, I'm sure.
He's really freaking out about Friday.
Yeah, no, the countdown's on, Johnny. You've got to live up to that expectation of reading that book. The book
I'm
report
excited.
is due on Friday, Johnny.
I'm very,
Johnny's
very
going
excited.
Johnny's going into the bookstore. He's like, do you have the Cliff's Notes versions of books? Yeah. What book are you looking for? We have Hamlet, Othello. We have the Great Dictator. Yeah, we have all. What are you looking for, sir? The life story of David Crosby and
And that guy.
there he is. Not up for a Grammy this year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. Speaking of awards, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is taking the vote up through April, the fan vote of who they think should be inducted this year. And I'm looking at what they were talking about as far as nominees and stuff. And let's see. They have Judas Priest is 6th right now behind the top 5. So they're catching up. The top
Just know
5,
that the fan vote counts as 1/2 of one vote. It's not a real thing.
but it helps. It helps.
It's a bullshit thing that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tries to. Let's not sit there and say that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you voting on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, does anything but acknowledge that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's analytics go up. They don't give a rat's fuck about what you vote for. They're going to induct whoever they want, even those who win the fan voting. Look back years. Bands that won the fan voting didn't even make it to the final fucking 5 inductees. The fan vote means nothing.
I'd still like to give Judas Priest every opportunity.
Not going to happen. You know it. And on the fan vote, it's just not going to happen. You got Eminem on the fan voting and fucking Pat Benatar. If you think that that Judas Priest is going to have more votes than Eminem or Pat Benatar, you're fucking high.
Well, no, I do not think. However,
Taylor Cootie and the MC5. Here's
the fan voting standing right now for this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction class. First place is Eminem with not the little brown, yellow, and that slutty green one, but Eminem, the rap artist. He has 141,000 votes so far. Duran Duran. Johnny, have you heard of them?
Solo album was from
I have.
1978.
Okay, there you go. Duran Duran. Johnny's on another call.
False flag.
Duran Duran is 118,000 votes so far. Pat Benatar, 112,000 votes. Dolly Parton, 95,000 votes. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is where Judas Priest has their chance, okay? Eurythmics, 72,000 votes. Lionel Richie, 66,000 votes. And Judas Priest, 65,000 votes. So they're only about 2,000 votes behind Lionel Richie and a few thousand more, and they could beat the Eurythmics. So as they climb up the ladder, I'm putting out the word right now. If you want to see Judas Priest in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no guarantees, but I personally think it would help if you could vote, and you could vote as many times as you want up through April, to get Judas Priest past Lionel Richie and the Eurythmics, who are really kind of neck and neck with him. See how it
Lionel, meanwhile, Lionel's going, hello, is it me you're voting for?
James Lyle.
I'm your turbo lover.
James Lyle.
And I'm screaming for vengeance.
James Lyle asks, what does a rapper have to do with rock and roll? Rap has always been part of rock and roll.
Don't get me started.
It has.
It is not.
Delta Rocket 88 is a rap. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is a rap. The Devil Went Down to Georgia is a rap. Subterranean Homesick Blues is a rap.
It's different. It's different.
Nope.
It's different.
Wrong. If you
it's different. A lot of songs have rhyming lyrics without being rap. That's just rhyming lyrics.
It's not about rhyming lyrics. It's about a cadence. It's about a delivery. It's about a
delivery to sampled music is rap. Nope. Delivery to music that's being played is rock, but
nope, incorrect.
Well, look, agree to disagree.
White boys, I don't think we are able to even talk about it.
Eminem is white. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Oh, that's right.
What do you think? He has a rich chocolatey center? He's not a real Eminem. He's Eminem.
It's not about race. Yeah, Roll the Bones is a rap. All Hell's Breaking Loose is a rap.
We're gonna disagree, Paulie.
Okay. How about row your boat gently down the stream?
Blow my cock.
Hey guys.
Life is but a dream.
God, is that you?
Hey guys.
Lord? God?
It's not working. Don't worry about it, Johnny. Don't worry about it.
Blow my cock. Pump me till I scream.
Yeah, it's only like 5 seconds.
Rub my rod and blow my wad. Fill you full of cream.
See, I told you.
What's going on? Who is it? Huh? What's going on? Are we having technical issues? What's
he was going to ask? He was going to ask a question. Who?
Who is that?
That was Kurt with a C.
Well, why don't you put him on the air?
He just hung up.
Who do you love? Everything by Bo Diddley is a rap.
It's not a rap.
It is a rap.
It's not a rap.
It is a rap. It's all that vocal style has existed since scat jazz, which is where rock and roll came from. It all comes
since
from
scat play. No, you're full of shit. Like scat play.
African rhythmic chanting without instruments. It's something that we've done since day one. We stole the style. They stole it back, and now you're mad about it.
No, rap is different than rock.
No, it's not.
Just as.
Hello?
I walked 47 miles of barbed wire.
Yep.
I got a Cobra snake for a
necktie.
Yep.
That is not rap? Come on.
It is rap. It's absolutely rap. Well, since my baby
Johnny,
left me.
It's Keith.
Hey, Keith. Paul says that's not rap.
It's absolutely rap.
Or no, he says it is rap.
Yeah, I know he knows it's rap.
Yep.
I know. We've had this discussion, but
yep.
I can't talk about it on Facebook. I'm banned.
Yep.
No,
it's all rap.
I'm in jail.
Subterranean Homesick Blues by Bob Dylan is rap.
But I get Paul. I get him. I totally agree with him. It's been going on since the blues have been invented.
Yep. It's always been there.
Blues is not rap either.
Yes, it is. See,
rock and
roll is
Would everybody else agree?
Rock derived from the blues. Rap did not derive as a form of rock.
Yes, it is. It's always been a form of rock. It's always been a form of rock. That Heartbreak Hotel is a rap. You can disagree all you want. Just like every song with a certain meter, like 575 is a haiku. Anything written in a 575 syllabic pattern is a haiku. Anything written with the same meter is a rap.
Let me get the ball. And
yes, let me get the ball.
Love from Mama Kuda.
Mama Kuda loves the audience.
And Aerosmith Run DMC proves that, right?
Well,
All right.
Well,
Thank
no,
you, man.
I mean, shit. Subterranean Homes
Take care,
Blues is a rap. Rocket
Bye-bye.
88 is a rap. Hot Rod Lincoln is a rap. All those old, I mean, no, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ is old.
Whoa, Blackberry.
That's also a rap.
Johnny, put up a survey. Do you think rap and rock are the same thing?
They are the same. They've always been part of. They've always been synonymous with each other. The idea that people can say the Red Hot Chili Peppers are a rock band or Faith No More is a rock band, Jesus Christ, All Hell's Breaking Loose is a rap.
I disagree.
You can disagree all you want. You're wrong.
I don't consider the Beatles rap artists.
Well, it's funny that you say that because it was 20 years ago today. Sgt. Pepper taught the band to play.
That's a rap.
It's a rap.
Yeah.
It's lyrics that are rhyming. Oh, come on.
It's the delivery.
Rap is played over a sampled beat of music.
That's not
different.
It wasn't always.
Gangster's Paradise is a song with instrumentation. The Beatles do Intergalactic. They play music. They're playing their instruments and they're rapping over it. Where the music comes from has not. And as a matter of fact, Run DMC started rapping over rock fucking songs.
Yes, they sample. They sample.
Right. The music.
Yes, they take samples.
Music has not. The music, where the music comes from, has nothing to do with the musical style. You can play country music on an electric guitar. You can play country music on a banjo. It's still fucking country music.
All right, I want you to go down south and tell a country artist that he's a rap artist.
Well, Jesus, The Devil Went Down to Georgia is a rap.
That's not a rap song. Oh, come on.
It's absolutely a rap.
It's not a
story. It's a style of storytelling. It's like beat poetry.
Yeah, style of storytelling is rap is one thing, rock is another, country is another, thrash is another.
They're the same thing. It's that meter, the same meter.
It's segments, it's different types of music.
Every limerick sounds the same, right? And why is that?
Well, a limerick is a structure of what, 5 lines?
No, you're thinking of a haiku, but a limerick.
No, I'm not thinking of a haiku.
Limericks, yeah, but the lyrical meter.
No, 5. Limerick is 5 lines.
All right, there's no.
That's a limerick.
Yeah. It was 20 years
5
ago.
lines.
Hey, Sgt. Pepper taught the band to play. It fucking Run DMC sang those.
So what is that, a limerick? Are the Beatles writing limericks?
Rap is a lyrical meter. It's a lyrical meter, and everything that meets that lyrical meter is rap.
Yeah, you're generalizing and saying every music is rap. That's not true.
No, I'm not. Not saying every music is rap. What I'm saying is rap has always been part of rock. That doesn't mean that all rock and rap are the same. Well, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're absolutely wrong.
Not wrong.
It's a grammatical fucking. It's a fact. It's
not a fact.
It is it's iambic pentameter, right? Is a poetic meter. Everything written in iambic pentameter is iambic pentameter. No matter what you fucking write, it's always 5 is always 5. Any 3-lined poem that goes 5-7-5 is a haiku because it's based on the syllabic meter of the song or of the poem. So anything that meets a specific meter in music is technically, rap is a vocal delivery, not a music.
Yes.
Right. And so, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down at the end of Lonely Street at Heartbreak Hotel. It's a fucking rap.
Now you're rapping a song. Now you're doing it in a rap style.
No, it meets the same meters. What's the difference between it was 20 years ago?
Because one is a style.
No, it's a style. It's a vocal meter. It's a vocal delivery.
Oh, come
John.
on.
It
Come
is.
on.
It is.
I'm not even getting this. This one's too silly for me.
It is. It's the vocal meter.
Let's see how our survey's going. How's the survey going, Johnny? Johnny Beane.
John arguing on this rap thing. Paul is wrong. John is right.
Okay, we got one vote for
so?
John Mancuda. How so? He wants to know how so.
Oh my God, I don't care what the whole limerick bullshit. Rap is crap. It's not rock.
Right.
Aerosmith songs aren't rap. It's just
right. Okay.
it's crap.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's an opinion. That's an opinion backed up by no substantiated fact.
Look, I like some rap music, but it's a different style than rock. You can't tell me
it's a vocal meter.
Come on, man.
It's a vocal meter. It's a vocal meter.
So you'll look in the rap section and you'll see Christine 16.
No, because Christine 16 is not a rap, but All Hell's Breaking Loose is.
I'm disagreeing.
Well, hold on. Let's
up
think
and down.
about that. Christine 16. Christine 16.
See, because the lyric is da 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 da. That's the vocal melody, right? The difference between I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs can call me sire. 20 years ago today, Sgt. Pepper taught the band to play. It's a fucking meter. It's just like a waltz. Soul to Squeeze from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is a waltz because it meets a time signature. Any vocal delivery.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
right.
3, 1, 2, 3.
Right. And so Johnny's in the basement working for the government. That
Is that where Johnny went?
Yeah. That lyric from Subterranean Homesick Blues is no different than We Didn't Start the Fire. And it's no different than It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM. They're all raps because
look at what the original Power Mutant put. Rap is defined a type of popular music of U.S. black origin in which words are recited rapidly and rhythmically over a pre-recorded, typically electronic instrumental backing.
Right. And what do you think rock and roll is?
Playing instruments and singing.
Really?
Yes.
Rock and roll is a type of popular music of U.S. black origin where words are recited rhythmically over primarily instrumental.
Rock came from the blues, which was also singing against instruments.
It all came from African tribal music, John. It all came from that. And then the blues and jazz and African tribal music and world rhythms and reggae, all of that shit melded together and became rock and roll. Rock and roll is a fucking mutt.
Rock and roll in general can generalize a lot of styles of rock and roll. You can call certain things rock and roll. Rap is rap. Rap is rap. It's a different
rock and roll is a lot of different styles of rock and roll.
So maybe
no, there is. Well, heavy metal is rock.
Yes.
Hard rock, heavy metal, AOR.
And what is
But it's also blues.
Rap is not.
Yes,
There's some portions of country can be rock.
Right, and so can rap. That's the point.
I don't see it. I disagree firmly.
Clyde Stubblefield from James
Who?
Brown's drummer, Clyde Stubblefield, the sound of the funky drummer, is the back from most fucking rap stuff. And Bobby Chenard, who played drums for Billy Squier, is the most sampled beat in hip hop. Those are rock beats. They have always been intertwined.
Ted Sanchez says, cats drink milk, I drink milk, therefore I eat cat food. Facts.
No, that's not the same. Not all rap is rock, not all rock is rap, but they are absolutely part of each other. Rap and rock have always walked hand in hand, just like jazz and rock, classical and rock, blues and rock. They've all walked hand in hand forever. Rock is the ultimate mutt.
Yeah,
I disagree.
And
well,
I
look,
hate to see
rock music in general is a mutt of a lot of types of rock. Rap is not one of them. It's
Okay.
just not.
Let me ask you a question. Why isn't rap part of rock? If country can be part of rock,
Certain country, very certain country. Certain country. Certain country. Am I saying there is not a rap song that can be played over live guitars and live instrumentation? No, there can be. There has been.
Mm-hmm.
There are examples of genres crossing. As a general whole, rap is rap. Rock is rock.
You're missing what I'm saying. Yes, they are different styles of music, but they are intertwined and always have been.
Disagree.
Rap has always been. Listen to Rocket 88 by Ike Turner, generally considered the very first.
Wait, is that Ike Smack My Tina Up Turner?
Yes,
That
yes.
guy? Okay.
That same guy. Ike Turner wrote a song with a guy named Jackie Brenson called Rocket 88, which is generally considered the first acknowledged rock and roll song. It's a rap. Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets is a fucking rap.
It's not a rap.
Good Golly Miss Molly is a rap. Blueberry Hill is a rap.
No,
Isn't
it's
there
not.
an
They're
argument
not the
though when you're
songs.
a rap is vocally where you're talking basically
No,
one
you're
thing.
not.
I
Well,
don't know
you
why.
can say
it
yes
doesn't even
in
matter.
in
You're
general.
talking. Singing is a
In
whole
general,
different
Dane,
thing.
you're right. But David Lee Roth has talked also, or
Right.
talked, sing. But
Yeah.
I in general, you're right, because rap is a talking at a certain pace over a laid down track of beats, usually sampled from something else. There you go. Han 36 Solo now says grunge is classical. There you are. That sums it up.
There are classical elements in grunge music, yes.
There's
Yes.
garbage in grunge
And
music.
grunge is now can be considered classic.
It's considered
Classic
classic
rock.
rock.
Yeah. it
So
is.
can the Civil War be considered classic?
I'm not saying that all rap and rock are the same. I'm saying that rap has always been part and a fundamental element of rock based on the rhythmic meter of the vocal delivery. It's part of it. I don't understand why we accept that Blondie and we accept that George Thorogood and we accept that Elvis and we accept that Jerry Lee Lewis, but there was a turning point.
Because
Right
they're
around,
singing and they're playing instruments.
not singing, that they're shouting.
Sure they are.
Vocal delivery, rhyme,
rhythmic speech,
Mm-hmm.
not singing.
Right, but rhythmic speech is singing.
No,
Dane, sure it is.
no, it's not. No, it's not.
I don't know. Back in the day, if I was auditioning for a band and I went in and just spoke all the words, they'd be like, "No, dude, you ain't got the."
There's
can't
You go ask LL Cool J and Fat Joe if they're rock and roll artists or are they rap artists.
and they'll tell you they are. They'll tell you.
They'll tell you they're rap artists.
Well, here's part of the argument: is the old blues stuff and all that was
You're absolutely right.
Old
She was
blues
the
is
best
where rock derived from.
She
right.
was the
There's
best.
old blues.
She
It turned
had
into
Mark
rock.
Twain. She was the best damn woman that I'd ever seen. That's a fucking rap. It's a rap.
But then
No, it's
the
not a
actual phrase, the actual word rap didn't start to come around until the 80s. So it seemed like a new thing because we had never heard of rap
It was a new thing.
in the 70s.
It was
Back
never
when we were
It
listening
wasn't.
to
It wasn't. It
Sabbath
was.
and stuff.
It was new as far as being mainstream.
Commercially
But it
approved.
had always. It's been around for
It's always
decades.
been there. It's always been there.
But before Jam Master Jay, what rap
That's
did
right,
you
all
hear?
Dave.
T-Live
Thank
crew.
you all, Dave. All right, Johnny, let's look at the survey. What are the survey results right now? Where are they at?
63% no.
No. What are the other percentages? 27% who cares, 10% yes. 10% agree with you, Paulie.
All right. You're all wrong.
No. No.
Well, 90%. 90% is wrong.
You're all wrong.
Take a music theory class.
Paul was that kid in social studies, and they said, okay, well, we came to America, 1492, Columbus discovered. No. because people were in America, indigenous people, so they already discovered America.
And they were
years
rapping.
before that. Well, wait a minute. And those are rock artists, huh? What?
They're playing drum beats and rapping over it.
You know, John, you just inadvertently made my point. You can't discover a country that people already live in. You've just made my fucking point.
Listen, if you're in the forest and you say that rap is rock and nobody hears you, are you still wrong?
No, because rap is rock.
Rap is not rock.
Yes, it is. It's always
Anyway, look,
Always
coming full circle, and thank you, Keith Campbell. Coming full circle, please vote for Judas Priest in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let him leave Lionel Richie in the dust. Let him beat the Eurythmics. I'd rather see Judas Priest in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though
Lionel
I
Richie?
hate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hello. Is it me that's rapping
He's
now?
way bigger than Judas Priest, man. Way bigger.
Yeah, I'd still rather see Judas Priest in there.
And he's still relevant, too.
Don't even get me started on Judas Priest versus the Eurythmics.
No, but here's
Three
the thing.
times a lady.
Johnny, here's where I'll bring out a good point. Lionel Richie absolutely belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Commodores, but not as a solo artist before Judas Priest. Judas Priest are a fundamental cornerstone of heavy metal music, and as such, deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Lionel Richie as a solo artist. But when he was in the Commodores basically are the evolution of the.
I agree with that.
And the Four Tops and all that doo-wop. The Commodores absolutely fundamental in the changing of the flow. See, to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to me, there has to be music before and music after. You know what I mean? Like you have to have made some sort of a
contribution,
a contribution that changes or a cultural impact that is such. Like for example, Kiss didn't do anything new. Kiss basically took what the Beatles did and made it a little bit louder. But
well, you know, I beg to differ with you, Paul. We actually were groundbreaking in a lot of forms of entertainment for the fans.
What Kiss did do was change the culture, the pop culture. They changed the world. They were a massive phenomenon. Musically, they didn't change music. They just wrote good songs and had a fucking phenomenal stage show. Judas Priest changed music. Judas Priest took what Black Sabbath was doing and Iron Maiden was doing and Blue Cheer and Blue Oyster Cult and to a lesser degree Kiss because they came later. But Judas Priest was part of that. Lionel Richie was just a great solo artist. He was a great solo artist, but he doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist before Judas Priest goes in. There's a certain level of succession that should be there. There are certain bands like Devo should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame long before Nine Inch Nails. Because Devo, without Devo, you don't get Nine Inch Nails.
I actually have to agree with Lee Safko. If it weren't for Kiss, there wouldn't be any Beatles. Gene discovered the Beatles. Gene, didn't you say you discovered the Beatles recently?
Take that rap thing down.
Right, for a nominal fee. I was willing
Let's
to
move
pay for
on.
Beatles.
No rap.
So, Paul, of course, Paul Stanley, I am the original Paul that everyone's referring to when they say Paul was the greatest frontman ever. But, you know, there's Paul McCartney, who Gene discovered when he was with Wings, which was before the Beatles.
It's true.
Johnny is so bad with camera work today. I'm waiting for him to turn to Paul. He goes on me. He goes on Dane.
There he is.
There we go. Gene, what do you think?
I would say street hustler comes up to me and I'm walking down the street minding my own business. And he looks me up and he looks me down and he says, "Hey man, what be this and what be that? And why you got to look like that?" And I just looked at him and I said, "Hey man, I am cool. I am the breeze."
No, he was rapping at you. He was rapping at you. He wanted you to represent him. Look, you're not going to beat you're not going to beat Dolly Parton, but we can go after the Eurythmics and Lionel Richie. Okay,
well,
so I want everyone out here to vote every day for Judas Priest in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Why is Nine Inch Nails actually in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's what I want to know.
Because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is run by Jan Wenner and the asshole hipster doofus douchebags at Rolling Stone magazine. It has no credibility whatsoever. It's a private endeavor brand that was set up to be the arbiter of cool. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has no credibility whatsoever. But if you're going to argue the merits of historically relevant artists, that's going to be the focal point of it. It's just as legitimate as any other cool club, the Cool Kids Club. And to be honest with you, bands that don't get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like the Sex Pistols for a long time and Black Sabbath for a long time, there's something to be said for that. Rock and roll is not, or music is not a competition. Like what you like, enjoy what you want. If you think that Enough's Enough is a Hall of Fame band in your fucking mind, then Enough's Enough is a Hall of Fame band in your mind. They don't need a little fucking statue to prove that. But
I prefer Enough's Enough more than half the people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I would like, yes. I mean, I would like, there are a lot of artists that I think deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that aren't. Why isn't, if we're going to talk about, why isn't Willie Nelson in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? He is everything rock and roll.
Why is David Crosby in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Here's David Crosby. Here's the thing. David Crosby's in multiple times. David Crosby's he's in multiple fucking times. That's so weird.
Too many times.
It really
something happening here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, High Watt Steve. It's a poorly run
exactly clear.
That's the weird part about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is it gives credibility to a small group of people. It's like getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You don't get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because you've earned it. You get it because somebody made a donation to the Hollywood Walk of Fame committee and they sponsored you and it was voted on and somebody goes, yes, we'll take their $50,000 donation. Let's give them a fucking star. It's not because you're talented. It's because you lobbied for it. It's like any other fucking popularity contest. And that's why Eminem, who is a fucking fantastic rapper, he's excellent. He does great shit for what he does. But that's why Eminem is crushing Judas Priest, who are a far more important act when it comes to music. Hip hop existed before Eminem. He's great at it, but guys like fucking Eric B. and Rakim and Cool Mo D and Cool Herc and Grandmaster Flash, and there's like a dozen fucking LL Cool J. There are a dozen MCs that I can name before Eminem that should go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But because he's a popular artist, he's going to crush Judas Priest because that's how it works. It's the Cool Kids Club. It's the people that you sat across from in the lunchroom that were their Cool Kids clique. It's the mean girls. It's the jocks. It's that whole fucking thing. That's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's a bunch of goofs that got a modicum of power that now determine what is considered cool and what's not.
Wait, was that photo just the head of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that who determines who gets in? Because I think I know that guy.
But that's what it is. It's just a Cool Kids Club. There's no credibility to it whatsoever. That said, if you're going to say what artists deserve, the public should be able to, the fan vote should count. But it doesn't. They don't give a shit about the fans.
And look, I agree. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious
So let's
5
burn it down.
Absolutely,
Right.
Absolutely, be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because when you change music, like Devo and like Kraftwerk did, bands like the Eurythmics and the Thompson Twins and Thomas Dolby and Herbie Hancock and fucking
well named
and Linkin Park. And Linkin Park and 9 Inch Nails and Faith No More, none of those bands exist without bands like Kraftwerk and Devo. They fucking set the stones on the foundation of that electronic music fucking pyramid. And so if you're gonna put 9 Inch Nails in, you have to have Devo in there. It's like saying you made liquid without water. You have to have something. You can't make any sort of a drink without water. Water is an essential fucking part of it. And those bands are the water that make up the mixed drink.
Speaking of liquid, did I mention that John Wetz is bad still? Just saying.
Rock Daddy in the chat says he thinks that the Whiskey Dogs, my band, should vote now for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Whiskey Dogs.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Put my band in there.
This is the same. This is the same Whiskey Dogs that I heard from the bass player yesterday from his mouth. The only reason why people come see our band is because we have a hot chick playing guitar. Our singer, drummer, and I bring nothing to the table. I believe that was his quote. That was the quote that he gave me yesterday. The only reason why everybody comes sees us because we have a hot chick playing guitar. We bring nothing to the table.
I would go see an act playing a hot chick with a hot chick playing guitar. Yeah, that would bring me in the door. Absolutely, no doubt there.
Is Stephen Franklin? Are you asking to explain Abba to you? Abba gets in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they are musical superstars from Norway. That's why.
See that girl, watch that scene unter the dancing queen.
Because they're the biggest musical act from a certain country, which is why it bums me out that Scorpions aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is there a bigger band? Is there a bigger artist?
Why am I on camera when Paulie is talking?
Why aren't Scorpions in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? They've been around for fucking almost 60 years. They are the biggest band ever to come out of Germany. If you should get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you're the most famous musical act from your fucking nation.
Yeah.
I think that counts. I think if you're the biggest, like if you can say, if somebody says name one German rock band, everybody says Scorpions. First fucking name. It's the only, for some people, it's the only German band they know.
And by the way, Michael B asked, John, do you share a bed or does Mama Kuda do your laundry?
Well, those are different thoughts.
Neither. Mama Kuda's just very observant. Well, I knew there was a bedwetting problem when I'm downstairs watching TV and I'm like, oh, God, it's starting to drizzle. Wait, I'm in the living room. What? John? Yeah.
Excuse me. Yostinator, it's a good point. Def Leppard and Bon Jovi opened the door for Duran Duran to get in. I would say probably Duran Duran. This is the weirdest thing. This is how it comes circle. Duran Duran were the first MTV
circle jerk.
Duran Duran were the first MTV darling band. They were certainly made stars because they were photogenic and they wrote pop songs and were huge on MTV. And they opened the door for bands like Def Leppard and Bon Jovi, who were also MTV darling bands. MTV was absolutely instrumental in all of those bands' success. Duran Duran came first, opened the door for Bon Jovi and Def Leppard, who were way more successful, and then the circle comes around, and by the way, Thomas Dolby played on Def Leppard records. So there's that integration of synth pop and new wave and computer generated alternative dork music making heavy metal, or new wave of British heavy metal in the Def Leppard case, palatable for the masses. All of that shit is so incestuous. It's amazing. Music is fucking awesome.
Blinded me with science.
Great song.
Science.
Great fucking song. Thomas Dolby played on Foreigner 4. Thomas Dolby played on Def Leppard's Hysteria and Pyromania. Thomas Dolby is one of those guys that's sneaky has found his way.
He does studio stuff. But other than Blinding Me with Science, how many Thomas Dolby songs do you know?
I know a lot, but I'm a nerd.
All right, but I mean, I'm a nerd too. But all I could think of is, good heavens, Miss Nakamoto, you're beautiful.
He had a huge song called Hyperactive too in the late '80s. That was all over MTV.
And I know
One of Our Submarines Is Missing, which is another big.
I'll bet I know where it is, knowing Thomas Dolby.
So yeah, no, there are guys that have done these things that have contributed to the history of music that will never get noticed by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they don't meet the cool kids' acceptance. Todd Rundgren, great example, Hellstorm. Todd Rundgren has done a bunch of shit. What's his name from the guy that does all the Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How many fucking theme songs has that guy written? Rock songs. Plus, he was in Oingo Boingo.
Dan
what
of New
about Earl
Jersey.
Slick? I was so surprised to see how much stuff Earl Slick has done in his career.
Yep,
Because, you got the Earl Slick, say he's got his own guitar brand out. I have a Framus Earl Slick guitar, and he did like 10 albums with David Bowie, all kinds of stuff. Earl Slick, nobody talks about him. He's been super busy his whole career.
Dan of New Jersey says Bruce Springsteen opened the door for Bon Jovi. I disagree, Dan of New Jersey. I believe it was Dougie Fresh opened the door for Bon Jovi as another rock artist.
It was actually Star Wars that opened the door for Bon Jovi.
Probably
because John Bon Jovi sang on a Star Wars holiday record in 1980. It's true.
That wasn't the Star Wars holiday record. What are you talking about?
Keep in mind, keep in mind that John Bon Jovi's brother also worked for Cashbox magazine, I believe it was.
Bon Jovi sang on a holiday record for a radio station, but not Star Wars. What did it have to do with Star Wars?
No, there was a Star Wars holiday record, and John was like the janitor at the studio or something.
John Bon.
No, that was the radio station. That was the radio station holiday record. The radio station.
No, I had it. I had it. There's a Star Wars holiday record
with John Bon Jovi on it.
Yes.
Star Wars tied in.
Yep.
As in like Wookiee holiday special Star Wars.
Wookiee. If a Wookiee had a cookie.
Uncle Lumpy.
It's true.
You're my favorite Wookiee. Uncle Lumpy.
Chris Bevan. To answer your question, Chris Bevan, Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys play instruments. They actually started out as a hardcore band. They were a hardcore punk band. Used to play Thursdays at CBGB's. They're all outstanding musicians. You can also talk about Confrontation Camp, another rap band that plays their own instruments. Faith No More raps. Red Hot Chili Peppers. There are a bunch of bands that play their own instruments that play that style of music. Yeah,
all
Christmas in the Stars.
Everyone terrible.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yep. And somewhere out there, there's a talking hip hop and Adidas sneakers stream talking about how LA Guns and Enough's Enough suck the big one. So
the big one?
The big one.
Oh, John, the big one.
A whole bag of dicks.
Oh, a whole bag. Grab bag. Let's see. Star Wars album entitled "Christmas in the Stars."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. John Bon Jovi. That's his.
I did not know that it had anything to do with Star Wars. I know it originated from that radio station he worked at, and that's where he recorded it during his downtime. I did not know it had anything to do with Star Wars.
He was a janitor at the recording studio.
That I remember. That I know.
What he would do is he would work the third shift, and when bands that were scheduled to come in
didn't show up
and canceled, he would use that time to record his demos.
Right, and I remember that.
He would do that. If there was blocked out time for an artist and they had to cancel and that studio time wasn't sold, in exchange for working at the studio, the engineers would let him record his demos, which is, by the way, fucking brilliant.
I had no idea this had anything to do with Star Wars, though. I knew literally basically what you just read off. I did not know it had anything to do with Star Wars. This is news to me. I just discovered this today o'clock. Wow.
You're today years old.
I'm today years old when I discovered that.
Chris Bevan, I'm not wrong. The Beastie Boys were a hardcore band. They were absolutely a hardcore band. I have the demos. I can grab the CD if you'd like.
Paul, do you have this Star Wars Christmas with the Stars album?
I do not, because I'm not a nerd.
I am, and I don't have it.
No,
I have it.
I know you do.
I want it.
Never seen that one.
Now I want one. Now I totally want one. I did not know it had anything to do with Star Wars. I knew it was a promotional album. I had no idea it was related to Star Wars. But hey, I love John Bon Jovi. I love Bon Jovi in general. They're great. One of the greatest 80's bands ever.
Nobody has worked harder than John Bon Jovi. He's unbelievable.
No, he's phenomenal. And he's a good person, and does a lot of charity work, and I mean he's just a good guy. Really is. Anyway, speaking of doing good work, well, first let me give the clue to today's show and tell guitar, because a couple of people asked while we were debating rock versus rap. Today's show and tell guitar, the clue is it's something to do with Kiss, but not what you think. So there you go. Very mysterious, but very cool show and tell guitar today. Something to do with Kiss, but not what you think. Something to do with Kiss. I hope we're getting our nominal fee. Gene, make sure we get our nominal fee.
In cash.
It's got to be in cash. We'll accept Kiss cryptocurrency with a K.
That's an interesting analogy, Mad Dog. John Bon Jovi is the Tom Brady of music. You're absolutely right. Not the most talented guy. Not the
Tom
greatest.
Brady of 80s metal music. 80s.
He's
music.
the GOAT.
He's John Bon Jovi has become the biggest hair band artist on the planet. You could argue it, but you'd be wrong. He's done what no other hair band has done, and that is he remained relevant through all of it and is still playing stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking stunning. I mean, it's John Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, and everyone else. Those are the only two bands that have been able to. And I was really weird. I was weirded out by Def Leppard because like 25 years ago, Joe Elliott said, Def Leppard is Queen. We're everything. We're as big and we're as great as Queen was. And I said, you are fucking high. And then 30 years later, he's right. Def Leppard is as big as Queen. They're legendary English bands. When Def Leppard did the song Rocket, and they actually put themselves in the same category as the bands that came before them, the Beatles, the Stones, Queen, the glam bands, T-Rex, Mott the Hoople, David Bowie. They put that song Rocket was a tribute to all of those bands that had come before them. And they were basically saying, hey, this is what we are. We're not just a hair band.
Thank you, love.
We're a legendary band. And holy shit, they became everything that they claimed they were. And it's
what about Joe's vocal? How's he doing?
Sorry, Han Solo. I missed it.
Is he still a good singer?
He sings falsetto, and that's a tough thing to do after 40 years, but he still sounds as good as he's going to sound. Plus, again, he's got vocal enhancement now. People don't care. People don't care if you use background tracks anymore, if you use sampled vocals. They've got past to that point.
Keep smiling, Dan.
Of course. Just lost.
We have spammers we're trying to get rid of. Sorry, Han Solo. Somebody hit the wrong button.
Han, he's here. He's here to get a copy of that Star Wars Bon Jovi track.
I have it. It's awful.
I want it. You want to get rid of it, Johnny? Do you have it on record or cassette?
Yeah, record.
You want to get rid of it, Johnny?
It's on record. I'll look for it. I'll see if I can find it.
Bon Jovi even came this close to being like a country artist for a while there. When country was so big in the early 2000s.
Are you kidding me? Fucking Wanted Dead or Alive is a fucking country song today.
What was the hit that he had?
Great song. Great song.
Blaze of Glory is the one you're thinking of.
What was John's last hit song that he's had?
He had it. I mean, he's had everything that Bon Jovi does as a band is a John solo song essentially now because Sambora is gone.
Well, remember they're also all for hire, you know.
Right. It's an interesting thing because Leo Safko was pointing out he loves the first Def Leppard albums, but they lost me after Pour Some Sugar on Me. Huh. Pour Some Sugar on Me. Pour Some Sugar on Me is a rap.
There it is. And and Dane's holding up his kidney.
Yes. Those guys have been something, man. The Bon Jovi guys, again, hard work, perseverance. Guys that nobody has worked harder than John Bon Jovi. And the cool thing is he gives back the whole fucking, the pantries that he has, the soup kitchens,
restaurants,
all the philanthropy that he does. I mean, Jesus Christ, good human
being.
Did
he really have to kick his bass player out? Was that guy really that bad where you had to kick the guy out?
Yes, he was a fucking cokehead. Yes, he was a fucking drug addict and he couldn't shoot. He was unreliable.
Coke is an amazing thing in ruining bands, Dan.
He was an unreliable member of the team. If you've got,
I didn't know any of that. I just heard that I heard, he's fine in the studio, but when you get him out on the road, he's a little inconsistent.
Because they don't allow cocaine in the studio.
I wonder why. If you've got somebody that's not pulling their own weight, you got to fucking replace them. It's a business. Bands are a machine. Alex John sucks. Wayno was there.
Wow.
Wayno was there. Wayno was there the night we did a No Bozos jam at the Channel in Boston, and Alex John Sucks is on stage with Ron Young from Little Caesar, Eric Singer is playing drums, and my buddy Gino from Mass is playing guitar, and I walk over to Gino on stage while they're playing Bad Company, and I go, "Hey, Gino, isn't this fucking cool? You're on stage with, the guy from Bon Jovi." He looks at me and goes, "This guy can't fucking find a D. It's a D. What the fuck is wrong with that?" And I go, "Gino, I can't play guitar." He goes, "Why am I talking to you?" And walked away. Bueno was there. It's fucking hilarious. We watched Alex John Such all fucked up, not able to play Bad Company. Either can't get enough or the song Bad Company. And Tico Torres was there too, yeah, who looked like Mini-Me.
I think Earl Slick, I'm on this Earl Slick kick, but I think he did a Little Caesar album.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He also did a great record.
Could be.
He also did a great record with Slim Jim Phantom and Lee Rocker called Phantom Rocker and Slick.
That's right.
Fucking fantastic album.
Let me show you the guitar I got.
Of course. We knew this was coming. He's not going to sell it. So kids, don't
Never
even bother asking
sell.
for the phone number.
Never sell. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Chris Holmes and his cancer diagnosis, but no, Dane, we'll go ahead and talk about this guitar. Just remember, every minute you talk about this guitar takes money out of Chris Holmes's cancer fund that we're going to talk about. But go ahead.
Can't drive
Just
55.
Slick
David
famous.
Ryan Rashbaum.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue
No.
on with
Let's
continue on with
talk
the
about
program.
your guitar. No.
No, I don't
Cancer
want to
be
get in the way of Chris
damned.
Holmes.
Let's talk about your guitar. No,
I
go
don't
ahead,
want to
Dane.
get
Show
in the way of Chris Holmes and his
large muscles that'll kick your head. No, go ahead, Dane. Show the guitar, man. We'll talk about Chris Holmes in a minute.
This is it.
And stick around, by the way. I know you're going to get bored by Dane showing this guitar, but stick around anyway because I want to talk about Chris Holmes and cancer right now. Go ahead, Dane. So what is this we're looking at now?
It's a Framus Earl Slick. You can see Earl Slick on the truss rod cover there.
That's a cool truss rod cover.
And two P90s made by Framus, which is a German company. And really cool guitar. I'm happy to have it.
On the headstock.
P90s.
Dane, is that red or orange? I'm trying to see if the camera's playing with it.
It's kind of I would call it kind of a Fiesta red. It looks a little bit redder here than it does in the camera, but yeah, really cool three-way switch, kind of a mid-century 50s sort of a look to it.
Yeah.
And I've never had a Framus guitar in here. And so I did a bunch of research on Earl Slick and just found out that he, again, did like 10 albums with Bowie. He did the John Lennon, the Double Fantasy album. And like Paul was talking about, the guy from the Stray Cats and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So anyhow, it's an Earl Slick.
That's cool looking. Is that a Veritone by the volume? Where'd he go? Dane!
I'm back.
Where's the guitar?
I already put it back.
But I'm asking you questions about it.
Okay. That's about all I know about it.
Is that we'll bring the guitar back for a second. Bring it back for a second. He's like a hit and run, which is why he has to blow into that tube when he drives. All right, there we go. Show the face. Is that a Veritone?
Yeah, it's a three-way switch.
So that's a pickup selector? Is that what that is?
Single pickup, both pickups, front pickup.
That's a wild look. Zoom in on that. Bring that close.
It also has a little bit of a Brian May look to it too.
Yeah, right. Bring the
old Brian May look.
Bring the controls to the camera real quick. The knobs. Look at that.
Yeah, it definitely has that sort of 50s bakelite look to it.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, right, Paulie?
Yeah, it's retro sort of mod, 50s, 60s mod. It's something that, I could see some hipster doofus alternative dork band playing it now. And,
this is the imported version, but they have a made in German version that has the Bigsby. And they're like $5,000 guitars if you get the made in German version of it.
I could see that. That's kind of how much are you asking for that one, Dan?
This one's $800 because it's
dollars?
the imported version.
No,
yeah,
$800. And what's the number if they want to buy that? What's the number they could reach you at?
Call me tomorrow.
They can call me tomorrow at the store.
What's the number though? Give it on
Look
the
how
air.
cool
So
this is.
give the number on the.
Instead of having little screws, it's got
the
these
worst
little things
salesman
where you
ever.
put your fingers in here.
Yeah, the problem with that is, Dan, A, you're not making it look as easy as it's supposed to. And B,
Well, that's because I got to lay it flat. And
Dane, give the phone number if someone wants to call you during store hours. Give the phone number. Give yourself a plug.
Okay.
There we are. Zim's Guitars in Arizona. If you're interested in that guitar, 480-242-3742. Is that right?
That is correct.
And what are your hours tomorrow?
11 to 6.
11 to 6 Arizona time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I could see Consuela from Family Guy.
3 5s.
No. That's not the number. No.
No, he no sell.
This is the famous Trogley.
No
Jim?
ship. No, it's my guitar.
It's not
No,
for sale.
No, Mr. Dan no sell.
No. Sorry. No.
Mr. Dan not selling tonight.
No. I like the way Dane's rotating it on a plate, like
It's the
like we're on
Trogley spin.
like we're on the infomercials, or on QVC. Paulie, you can't find a guitar like this out in the wild. We only have 400 of these. How many we have? 200. We're down to 170. Paulie, how much do you think a guitar like this would be worth normally?
Here's what I like. What I like about it is this knob here. That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
That's a really high-tech looking knob is what I'm thinking.
Knob, so that's kind of cool.
You don't see double cuts like that for under $4,000 usually.
So it's really neat. This was a good find. And I really hope that this quality stays this way. We'll get it on the bench and take a look at it in a little bit.
It's really good quality. And we're down to 148 of these now out of 400 sold. We have 4 easy payments of $99.99, and then you just have to add another $400 down payment to that. Really nice. I like those P90s, Paulie, like soap bars. I think they're better than Les Paul P90s. What do you think, Paul?
Well, these are interesting P90s. They're kind of neat. I don't know. I like them, but they're sort of on lead,
Yeah, I think we're down to 128 of those now. 128 of those at $800. That's an incredible value just because we bought them in bulk, folks. And look at those tuners. Those tuners are really high end. I'd call them high tech. Would you call those high tech, Paul?
Well, it's a retro guitar. I wouldn't say it's really high tech. It's sort of a modern. It's a modern take on a vintage look.
Like a modern vintage high tech of what would be high tech in the 1958 period, right?
I think that's what they're going for. And so if that's what they're going for, well done there. There we go.
Well, it's not for sale tonight. You cannot buy it tonight.
Oh, yeah, good. He hung up.
Oh, good. Yeah, because we have operators standing by until live people are at Zim's Guitars tomorrow during the operating hours. So those are not available now. You're calling in for pre-reservations of those guitars. We have 116 left now. They're going pretty fast, Paul.
Yeah, I'm done with this bit.
Okay, we're done. All right, let's talk about Chris Holmes, my friend Chris Holmes. You all know Chris Holmes, the mean man, the former guitarist of Wasp, rock and roll legend, the man who almost drank himself to death in a swimming pool in Decline of the Western Civilization. Chris Holmes recently got diagnosed with cancer. And I was talking last night to his wife, Kathy, and they set up a GoFundMe. And I am imploring you, because cancer sucks. Fuck cancer. And I want to see Chris beat it, because if anyone can beat the shit out of cancer, holy crap, it is big, mean man Chris Holmes. I at first thought he would catch something from being inside that former Firebird of his, and maybe touching that yellow shit Charvel guitar, or Jackson guitar rather, that Jackson Star. But all kidding aside, Chris Holmes has cancer. There is a GoFundMe page. Johnny, could you get that up on the air, please? Right there. You can go to GoFundMe and look for the GoFundMe for Chris Holmes cancer, or Google Chris Holmes cancer, and it'll come up. And their goal is to raise $20,000, which is not a lot in all things considered. But they're living in France right now, Chris and his wife, and the way the healthcare system there works, they want money up front. Their insurance is not great over there, at least not insurance that Chris has. Cancer, I will speak from experience of from many friends and family being cancer survivors. Cancer is very costly, and the bills just keep piling on fast and furious. So, you have to also remember, Chris did not get, according to him, any writing residuals from Wasp. All the songs he wrote, and he's been very vocal about that over the years. He's admitted he's not a good businessman. He screwed up, and he did not get what what he should have gotten for writing all those Wasp songs. And this is one of those situations where life kicks you in the balls, and you need a little help. And right now, Chris Holmes could use the help of the fans and just kind people. Even a couple of dollars, I think, would be very worthy to give to Chris Holmes. Some people are saying Blackie Lawless screwed Chris Holmes out of those writing residuals and credits. Some people are saying the record company, poor management. Wherever it is, he's not getting that money, and now is the time he could use a leg up. And we wish Chris well. We want him to do well. So please look up the GoFundMe for Chris Holmes Cancer Fund and help them reach their goal. If you're a Wasp fan or just a fan of metal, this is one of us. This is one of those times for us to step up and help out for a good cause of one of our own. Yeah, 20K is like 2 chemo treatments, Can't Drive 55 says. He's not wrong. He's really not wrong. So, I mean, look, they're gonna run out of money real fast, and they want to get started with these treatments right away. So I'd appreciate anyone listening to me, spread the word, put it on your social media, look up and share a link. If you go on my Facebook, Jonathan Mancuda, on my Facebook is a direct link to Chris's GoFundMe, and really good cause. Paulie, chime in here.
Well, I just think that, musicians on the whole don't necessarily have good health insurance. As we know, when Dimebag was taken from us, there was no money for Rita to take care of his medical expenses. Let's face it, even though he passed on stage that night, there were still hospital expenses, ambulance and all that stuff. They don't have health insurance. These musicians, it's not like SAG-AFTRA. These guys aren't all members. And a guy like Chris Holmes, who was playing clubs, I mean, he's not John Bon Jovi, he's not Nikki Sixx, he's not Slash. He's a guy who's still sort of slogging it out in the clubs at 60-something years old. That money has to come from somewhere. I thought it was very classy of Blackie Lawless to at least wish him well. It would have been nice if Blackie had written a check for some of the money he owes him.
Oh, sure.
But when it's all said and done, this has happened to, Frankie Banali. It's happened to Ronnie James Dio. It's happened to Dave Mustaine. It's happened to Bruce Dickinson. A lot of our favorite artists, they're getting up there in years and they get sick. And not all of them can make ends meet. So if you're one of those people who's inclined to thank Chris for the great records that he put out with Wasp, think about it that way. Think of it as you're donating 10, 20 bucks, whatever it is, to say thank you for those first 4 or 5 Wasp records, and for Kill Fuck Die, which was an amazing record that nobody cared about when he came back.
Or tours if you saw them live. And by the way, Johnny just posted the link to the GoFundMe in the chat. So look in your chat. If you don't have your chat available, go to my Facebook page. at Jonathan Mancuda on Facebook, and there's a link there as well. No, Keith Campbell, he's not 2 treatments short. He's starting treatments, or he's ready to start treatments. They want him to get him in right away, and he doesn't have the money. And Leo Safko asked, didn't Chris give Eddie the guitar that later became the Van Halen Shark? Yeah, and that was what was that? Was that
the Ibanez Destroyer?
Destroyer. Thank you. I couldn't think of the model.
And when it comes to the LA Whiskey A Go-Go Hollywood Hollywood Sunset Strip sound that was going on, there was not a better show. I mean, I was never there, but there was not a better show at the Whiskey A Go-Go in the early 80s than going to a Wasp show. They were some of the best. You had Motley shows, you had, all these bands, but when you went to a Wasp show, it was very memorable. And they were the kings of the Sunset Strip.
They were a great, I saw Wasp in 87, the night of the Super Bowl, when the Giants were in the Super Bowl in 1987, or it might have been 88, on the Inside the Electric Circus tour when Johnny Rod was playing bass for them. And just a fantastic live show. It was a great show. It was a good time. And this was after they were still doing the raw, after they were doing the raw meat thing and the chick on the rack and all that. But they were clearly one of the greatest theatrical bands of all time. They took what Alice Cooper and Kiss did before them and sort of made their own version of it. They were a dangerous band. And they wrote some pretty good fucking songs too. And Chris
Great
is a
stuff.
decent guitar. Yeah, Chris is a decent guitar player. So, I'm hoping that this is not a bad thing. I'm hoping that it's more Dave Mustaine than Ronnie James Dio, because Dave Mustaine has been able to beat it so far, and I would hope that Chris Holmes does as well.
Yeah, Chris is a strong guy, but you know what? Money is a big issue to rockers. If they did not, get writing credits or residuals or things like that. Chris was in and out of Wasp. He left in 90. Came back in 96, lasted till 2001. And, him and Blackie have been fighting over money ever since then. Blackie has money, Chris doesn't. And look, I'm not blaming Blackie right now. This is not a time I want to get into this camp versus that camp. But I do want to say that I want to help Chris. I want to help him,
And he was a big, strong. He was a huge badass, and it's a great
man,
story where
he's my
Eddie
height
Van
with
Halen
all
was
these
over
girls.
at
He's
Lita
huge.
Ford's house one night, and Eddie was like, "Oh my God, I got to get out of here," because Chris Holmes was coming home.
Yeah,
and Eddie was worried he was going to get his butt kicked.
Chris Holmes was a bad man.
Yeah, Chris was married to Lita.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Lita smashed his Budweiser Star guitar. Don't fuck around with Lita Ford, boys and girls.
No, she could whoop some ass, huh?
Yeah, Lita's a kick-ass girl. But, like I said, this is one of those. Yeah, Lita goes to NAMM. I've seen her a couple of times at NAMM. No, Lita's great. Look, obviously you can't take sides in something like that, because when a couple gets in a domestic dispute kind of fight, that's a whole, that's a whole private matter. He said, she said, who was right, who was cheating, who was wrong, blah, blah, blah. But, as far as this goes, look, cancer holds no judgment. Good people, bad people get it. Chris is a good guy, great guitarist, contributed a lot to the 80s metal scene and further on. And the guy's a guitar playing madman, but he's a good guy. And I know he's got a lot of fans. And, like I said, we want to get him into cancer treatments ASAP. The faster you get cancer under control, the better you survive. And if you watch Decline of the Western Civilization, that was Chris in that swimming pool with that bottle of vodka. Classic metal moment.
And was that shit for real, or was he just kind of playing it up for the camera, and he had water inside that bottle?
Both.
There you go.
He was buzzed, but he wasn't as fucked up as he played it to be.
It takes a lot to get Chris drunk, but there was a lot of vodka there. But I mean, like I said, the healthcare system in France. I have another friend living in France that's got some health issues. So I have heard multiple times that their healthcare system is not the greatest when you have something serious. So they want their money. They're knocking at your door. They're the pimp ready to bitch slap you. Where my money at? So. Johnny, what do you think? You're a big Wasp fan? Who?
Not at all. I mean, yeah, the only reason I know of them is because of him loaning Eddie the guitar for Women, Children First.
There you go. So in a roundabout way,
there's your Van Halen talk.
Fan.
Who was that earlier? There you go.
Jay Hannon of the band Gizmachi.
Jay.
The great Jay Hannon of the band Gizmachi. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, go check it out. Share it. Spread the word. Help Chris out. Chris Holmes, everybody. Let's help him out. So there you go. Speaking of Van Halen, Dane, you were watching videos of the recent Van Halen tribute at the Whiskey?
Yeah, like I was saying, man, I'm all up into the Whiskey now because I get to go over there and play over there every once in a while. But
now I saw
Caleb from Nerd Halen.
Caleb from Nerd Halen.
I saw some videos, and there, sure enough, they had the Van Halen a Tuesday night, or it was
Jam
a Monday
night
tribute to Van Halen show over there, and Nerd Halen was playing. And so there was about a 3-minute video of those guys playing Romeo's Delight.
And you can see that on YouTube, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, and it's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can search it. And then I also saw the video of the guitarist from oh shit, now I'm going to forget.
Mark Tureen.
That's right.
Well, Mark Tureen is the frontman of the Bullet Boys.
That's right.
And he plays guitar also. Mark Tureen, for those that don't, or Torian, I believe his name is pronounced. I always butcher his name.
Right.
He basically was always a great guitarist. He was one of the people that was up for the job after Randy Rhoads passed away. Of Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist. He was auditioning for that.
Playing a guitar that Eddie gave to him, and you can see it's a striped Frankenstein.
No. Hold on. Let me stop you there. Mark had a guitar that he got from Charvel, and I'm not sure exactly what the story with it was. There's something saying that Eddie gave him a guitar or got him a connection for that guitar. But the guitar itself, it's a Charvel Pre-Pro. It's a thin striped red and white bullseye pattern. I have the twin of it. And Mark's has stickers all over it.
Yeah, you can't see what it actually is.
I've seen that guitar.
Stickers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny, I can send you on Facebook a photo of what it would look like without stickers, because I literally own its twin. Hold on one sec here. Let's see. I'm going to send it to you in our chat.
Hey, Metal Mike.
And then you can post it up, I believe. Yeah, it's
twinning.
I offered years ago to buy it off of Mark. And he wouldn't sell it. It's been with him. It's been with him as he's the original owner since '82. But like I said, I do own the twin of it. And it's really, really a cool Charvel Pre-Pro. Let's see if I could find it here. But Mark played 316 and Mean Streets, and he was absolutely terrific. And then Caleb played. What Caleb play again?
It was Romeo's Delight.
Romeo's Delight.
It was the whole entire Nerd Halen band.
Romeo's Delight.
Yeah, it was all four of the guys.
Romeo's.
Romeo Delight.
Delight.
Romeo
Delight.
Romeo Delight, Main Street.
Mean streets. Pound
There.
cakes.
316.
3/16th.
Yes, 316s.
316. Let's see.
But it
where
looked
the
like a super fun night to be there. Just from the videos, the audience, it seemed like everybody was packed down on the floor, and it seemed like a great night to be there.
All right, so here, Johnny, I just sent you an image of what the guitar looks like today. And I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to pull out. Let's see here.
He's going to pull out. He said it.
I wish my father would have.
Oh,
Me too. He really should have.
oh.
Oh. I'm going to pull out an image of, let's see, what the guitar looks like under those stickers. What the heck did I do with it? I know I have an image of it.
Yeah, look at all the stickers on that thing. But you can see some red underneath there.
You could see some red and white peeking out of it.
Uh-huh. But it'd be fun to pull stickers off of that thing. I get so many trade-in guitars where guys have stickers all over them. And so it seems like half of my job is pulling stickers off of stuff.
You ever leave any on that are like really cool?
No, I pull all stickers off of every guitar.
Yeah.
What about the cases?
It's like personalizing a photograph. Once it's personalized, it's the bitch to sell unless you find somebody named John.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a-
I
so-
even try to pull stickers off of cases.
So Dane, what if
It's a
this
pa-
guy brought in this guitar to your shop and traded it
I'd
in?
be like, holy fuck, dude.
would you
what
pull
are
all
you
those stickers
doing?
off?
You know what? There's two people I would call and say, hey, this Mark guy's in here from
Bullet
what
Boys.
band? Bullet Boys. And he's trying to sell this guitar. Any of you guys interested? And I'll let some of my high roller friends.
Like
get
Mancuda.
after it. Yes. Oh, speaking of that, I saw at our gig Saturday night, I saw Paul. Why am I forgetting the guy's name? The DJ.
I don't know.
Mike Gobby was at our show the other night.
Mike
Yeah.
Gorby. Oh, sure.
Mike Gobby.
Good guy.
Yeah. We talked
Metal
a little
Mike.
about the George Litch guitar episode.
Yeah, Mike is good people. Good friend of mine. There we go. Let's see. Let me isolate a photo of that. Bear with me a sec.
I asked Gobby to come on with us sometime. He goes, "Yeah, I'll do that."
He's like, yeah. Oh.
No, he said he would.
Mancuda's name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he said he would.
No, we'd be happy to have Mike join us one night. Middle Mike. Let's see. Okay.
He
Pulling
does a
out
lot for the Phoenix area Mike Gobby, as far as just promoting bands and showing up at those small venues, and supporting
Okay.
some of these smaller bands around town here.
Okay, Johnny, I just sent you that photo. And that is what the guitar, that's the twin of that guitar. So that's what it looks like without the stickers. There you go. So thin red and white bullseye, just like that.
Cool.
Now, again, when it comes to an artist,
I'm getting dizzy.
okay, the way an artist has a guitar, you leave it. If it's a rock star, you don't screw around. Dane, you are getting sleepy.
It's going to be in my
Sleepy.
dreams.
You want to change Johnny's lights.
Hang on, I'm muted. Yeah. You're gonna smash that thumbs up. You're gonna
Smash the like button.
Just hypnotize the audience.
You are
You're gonna
enjoying
enjoy
the
this.
show. You feel the quality of the show increasing, not decreasing.
Reach deep into your pockets.
Buy that
Submitted
guitar
for your
from Dane
approval.
tomorrow.
Submitted for
High
your approval.
anxiety.
People are shooting at their screen right now.
I know, Lemmy. In a couple minutes. Lemmy wants to go. I got to go out shortly. I'm going to have to sign off in a minute.
Nice. Paulie, let me get your opinion on this while we're talking, because you're good with controversial subjects too. People were asking earlier in the chat, so we're going to address this. I wasn't going to talk about it, but let's at least touch on it. What are my thoughts on Joe Rogan as far as what's going on with Spotify and all the people pulling out? I mean, look, here's my take on it. Okay. I, above all, am very big on freedom of speech. I really am. Where it differentiates for me is when the guy gives information about medicine and the pandemic and things like that. He's not a doctor, and he shouldn't be giving things like that out on the air. And look, a lot of it's misinformation. Okay. So I'm just going to say that. As far as, if he, racism, there's no excuse for racism. I'm just going to say that right out of the way. But look, if he apologizes on that, that's his thing. I don't want to even go there. But as far as the misinformation on pandemic related things, don't listen to any of us. We're not doctors. Go to medical professionals, listen to them. Artists pulling their stuff from Spotify, that's a protest. That's a protest. If someone wants to make a statement, some people walk in the street.
Music off of Spotify.
There you go.
'Cause I made Joe Rogan cry. Ooh, the damage is done.
Ow.
Come on, you're good at song parodies, guys.
Well, I want to at least finish the topic, then we could go into parodies.
And I want Johnny to not play a fucking sound effect every time somebody does something musical.
You thought that was musical?
Like I said, people want to pull out of Spotify and protest. That's their business. Look, at the end of the day, Joe Rogan just got another $100 million offer to jump onto another platform and basically say what he wants. I'm not for him saying what he wants about medical information. Other than that, that's basically it. It's, there's different doctors, opinions and whatnot. I tend to go with the majority of medical information out there. That's me. Obviously, look, make your own choices. You have to live with your own consequences. Racism, the N-word, there's no excuse for saying it. There's just none. Okay. So, but as far as, artists jumping out of there, that's just a form of protest. That's up to them. Do I think they should dump him? No. Do I think they should censor him? I do think they should put a warning on there saying, look, don't take medical advice from an entertainer, no matter who the entertainer is. But other than that, that's pretty much my take on it. And Paulie, you got a view on it?
I mean, it's real simple. I don't take medical advice from anybody but my doctor. And there are those who will tell you that the doctors that Joe Rogan had on are credible. And the American Medical Association says they're not credible. And there are people who will tell you that the establishment is lying and conspiracy this and conspiracy that. I don't fucking care. Do your thing. If you take bad advice and end up dead, that's your call. You fucked up. It's your life, your body, your choice. Make a bad decision and you die. So as far as Joe Rogan is concerned, he's a fucking comedian. He's a comedian. He's not a doctor. He's not a political scientist. He doesn't know politics and the methodologies of the government. He doesn't know. He's just an entertainer. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's that simple. If you don't like a band, don't listen to them. If you don't like a politician, don't vote for him. If you don't like a food, don't eat it. The world is a big fucking place, and there's plenty out there for everybody. Do your thing. You don't have to agree with anybody. It's okay for somebody to have an opinion and disagree. Here's the thing. Science is provable. Math is provable. When you start talking about things that are definitively verifiable, there's no argument. Your opinion can be your opinion. I don't think that will work for me. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. You just don't think it will work for you. But if I light a match, there's a flame, that flame will cause heat. That's a fucking fact. Facts are real. You don't have to abide by them, but that doesn't make them untrue. Facts are real. So if you don't want to accept that fact, your body, your choice. Have at it. And if you don't like Joe Rogan, don't listen to Joe Rogan. Now, is there an uneven bar of sphere of criticism? Yeah, there's an uneven sphere of criticism. Some people get more heat than others for the things that they say. Life isn't fair.
Tony just got a new YouTube member, Flying Pickle.
And there we go. We've gone from cancer to Joe Rogan's medical advice to flying pickles.
Hang on one second. Flying Pickle, thank you so much, Flying Pickle. And hey, who's on the phone? Somebody wants to chime in here.
It's Bozique. How you doing, John?
Bozique.
Hey, Bozique.
I just got 2 quick points I want to make, and I want John's opinion, especially because he's the one who brought it up. Regarding the 2 issues involving Rogan, number one, the medical stuff. He wasn't the one, quote unquote, spreading misinformation. He had a couple of doctors on. One of them, I forget the guy's name, but he actually was involved in inventing mRNA, which is, is a big component of the actual vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, and he's kind of an anti-vaxxer and had some criticism of the vaccine itself. So what they ended up doing is they want to shut him down because he has people on who are contrary to the establishment narrative. The point is, how trustworthy is the establishment narrative when they flip-flopped about masks? First they were saying they were effective, then they're saying they're not effective, then they're saying cloth masks aren't effective. There's also several older repurposed drugs. Ivermectin was one of them, for example, that might have been effective, but since Big Pharma doesn't make money off a drug that no longer has a patent, that they were really, going hard trying to get people not to use that drug, pretending it was only horse dewormer. So how trustworthy is the establishment? That's point number one. Point number two, regarding the racist stuff. Rogan never used the N-word in a manner that was directed towards black people or any black person in general. He was talking about third-party use of the N-word, but used the word instead of actually using the phrase the N-word. Now, back before we ended up in a woke bizarro world where, everything's offensive now, referring to the word in the third person, not using it against somebody was never a crime. Now it is. Unfortunately, the real issue here is they're not going after him because he's racist, because the guy's not really a racist. Ask any black person who knows him personally, like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, a bunch of other big-time comedians he's close with. The real issue here is this is a guy who got really big outside of the establishment. They're not happy about that because he gets way more ratings than anybody on MSNBC, Fox, or CNN. 10 million people per episode listen to him. That's the equivalent. Think about this for a second. That's the equivalent of a Taylor Swift album per day as far as how many views he gets on one episode on Spotify. So this is a guy who talks to a lot of people they don't like, who question various establishment narratives, not just on vaccines, and he gets a bigger audience than they do, and they want to silence him. My biggest issue with it, and I'm going to hang up after this, is that this guy isn't even right-wing or alt-right or a neo-Nazi or anything. He's a center-left moderate, and they're painting him out to be this big-time racist. The bottom line is, if they could do that to a regular milquetoast centrist guy like that, they could do it to anybody. This woke, bizarro cancel culture mob is going to label like 90% of the population as racist eventually. So I'm sick and tired of their whole thing. And I hope he doesn't get canceled, because it's free speech on the line in the long run. And that's all I got to say about it. Your thoughts. I'll check you guys out later.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Bazik.
All right. Thank you, Buzzy. Okay. There's a
I'm
lot
thinking real
to,
quick.
there's a lot to unpack here. I want to just jump on and say, and then I'd like you guys to all chime in, but let's take turns in this one. For starters, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. Let me get that right out of the way. And I don't want politics to enter it, because whether I agree or disagree with right or left or whatever, everyone has their right to vote. Everyone has their right to their opinion. As long as you're not hurting others, I'm for freedom and freedom of speech. Now, going step by step, I did not know the context of how the N-word was used. I personally think it's an ugly word. I'm going to be devil's advocate and saying, I did not hear the context it was used. I believe that, Black people have the right to say it. They've reclaimed that word. I don't feel comfortable saying it or like hearing it as a white man, but in general, obviously racism is wrong. I don't know Joe personally. I've never worked with him. I'm not friendly with him, just because I don't know him. So I don't know if he's racist or not. I don't believe he is, but I'm just saying I don't know what context that word was used. I'm just saying as a word, I don't like hearing it. But, look, you can correct something like that and put in perspective and put, if an apology is needed, you can do that. I don't believe in canceling someone in general, but as far as the medicinal thing goes, toward the pandemic, look, speaking personally, I end every show with, I recommend people get the vaccine. I'm pro-vax. I don't believe there's a conspiracy. I believe it's something that medically helps. I don't believe it's a big pharma thing or not or whatever, because you could say that the right came up with it when Trump was president. Now the left pushes it that Biden's president. It's not political. It's medical. Medically, I believe the vaccine works. I believe it helps people not die or be hospitalized. As far as masks, look, this is a learning curve for all of us in a pandemic. It's always been, look, it's droplets coming out of your mouth. Cloth only protects you so much. An N95 mask protects you most of the way. That's what medical professionals use. That's what I use. I believe in them. I think they help. I've known people that have died from COVID. I know long haulers. I know people that have it now. I know Dane just got over it. Some people get a mild case. Some people die from it. Some people long haulers. Some people get hospitalized. I believe personally, my view is I believe it helps us get through this. If that's not your view, that's your right to believe. But listen, at the bottom line, like I said, like Paulie said, we're not medical professionals. Okay, I trust people that are medical professionals, and I make my own judgment based on that science. In my opinion, that's how I do it. But don't listen to, and I'm not saying that Joe himself says this. Yes, he had doctors on. Some people agree with those doctors, some don't. You gotta, trust science in whatever science you're going to look up and research. And I trust the people that are scientists, that are doctors, that are medical professionals, that are generally in the higher ups of the medical community. So that's my view. And I don't think he should be taken off the air or anything like that. And as far as his guests go, use your own judgment on, talking about, discuss it. I believe an N95 mask helps. I believe a cloth mask doesn't. That's science. You know? Go ahead.
I want to jump in on this because I'm going to be very, very short. I have
Go
3
ahead.
points to make, and they're very easy. One, I don't give a fuck what you do medically. It's your body. Do whatever you want. I don't care. All right? You want to vaccinate? Vaccinate. It's none of my fucking business. All right? Let's end that right there. The problem with Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan's problem. You have no right to free speech. Just so you know this right now, you have no right to free speech. Everything you say, you are accountable for. And the free market will decide whether or not what you said is damaging. If Joe Rogan loses money because of what he said and he speaks on his principle, then that's fucking Joe Rogan's fault. That's his problem. It's not for me to say. It's not for you to say. You don't like it, don't listen. You like it, listen. If Joe Rogan loses money, then Joe Rogan will think about what he said next time. If Joe Rogan is principled and stands upon his opinion and where he feels like he needs to be and feels comfortable that what he says is what he believes and it costs him business later on down the line, that's the free market making the decision. That's the end of that. Those are your 3 points. Do whatever the fuck you want. Listen to your doctor. Don't listen to your doctor. I don't give a fuck about whether or not you should take the vaccine or not. That's your choice. John goes on a 15-minute rant about it, and that's great. He's right to have that position. He's good to express it. My opinions are mine, and you don't, and I don't fucking care. Do your thing. Take it. Don't take it. Take whatever fucking chemicals you want. Don't take whatever chemicals you want. Listen to whoever you want to listen to. Believe who you want to listen to, or not believe. If you believe that doctor, you don't believe this doctor, that's your fucking call. Have at it. And if Joe Rogan loses his job or loses his money because of what he said, that's Joe Rogan. There's no such thing as free speech. You are accountable for everything you say. Words have consequences. That's it. I'm done.
Dane?
Well, we're all hearing that Joe Rogan gets 10 million views or something on every episode. I think that if we really support Johnny, he'll be able to start getting 10 million views on Twitch every time he goes on there. It could happen tonight, next week, but soon. 10 million views. Johnny, what do you think?
All right. Wait. That's too noisy, man. Hang on. What was that, Dane?
He had me muted the whole time.
Huh?
Never
Were
mind. You
were
can
you
watch
muted?
it in the replay.
Oh no, I heard you. I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
screening all these people are calling.
I
up.
get it. No, it's good.
All these people are calling up. I think just do what you want to do.
Yep.
That's it.
There
Don't
you go.
tell anybody to do something.
Right.
Opinions are opinions. There you go.
And Paul brought up Taylor Dane earlier in the show. Listen to your heart.
Oh, Christ.
Actually, someone brought up Vince Neil's birthday, which I'd rather touch on.
Oh, it was Tell It to Your Heart. I got the song wrong.
I think there are other
Tell
places
it
you
to
can
your
have these
heart.
debates. There are other places you can have these debates.
Yeah, like I said, a
Like
bunch
Facebook.
of people put it in the chat. So a bunch of people put in the chat. So I want to at least acknowledge that. But that's the gist. We're in a free country, and there you go. Opinions are all we have to offer, guys. This is a comedy and rock show.
Very quickly, my opinion of Joe Rogan. I haven't paid it anything since this new news radio. True story. Never listened. Don't know what he says. Don't care. Don't watch him when he does MMA. For me to opine about Joe Rogan and what he says or his position, I'd be going from an uneducated viewpoint. I'm not going to do it. Last time I paid attention to Joe Rogan, true story, was when he was on news radio. So, and by the way, I applaud his success. Good for him. Somebody offers me $100 million to do a podcast somewhere. I'm taking the $100 million. I love my job, but they're not paying me $100 million. So if somebody wants to, Spotify, if you're out there, and Joe Rogan is going to jump to another platform.
I mean, Joe Rogan, he's basically asking questions.
Thank you.
He
Good night,
sort of has
Ann.
the same role that I have here on this show. I ask both of these guys, all three of these guys, I ask them questions most
The real
of the time.
questions.
After they answer,
Actual
they answer a question, I don't say that is exactly right. Everybody should have that exact view. and do exactly what Neanderthal or Mancuda just said.
All I know is
Joe
Yoko
Rogan
Ono
doesn't
is
do that
threatening
either.
to. Yoko Ono is threatening to put her music on Spotify if Joe Rogan isn't put off. So,
oh no, that'll kill the whole platform.
there goes my Spotify stock. All right. Anyway, let's talk about this this
Bye,
woman
Paul.
that. Good night, boy. Let's talk about this woman, this substitute teacher that accidentally had sex toys up on the screen in her classroom. What was happening? She was giving a test of some sort, and the kids were watching one thing, and she was on her laptop thinking the kids are watching the program. What she didn't realize is her laptop was wireless, tied into the classroom big screen wall, and she was dildo shopping. Not that anyone knew, but she was dildo shopping. So
During
the woman,
class.
so the woman's flipping through, and the kids starting to look up from their laptops, and they're like,
It's the Steely Dan.
"Yeah, it's like, what's that big black double-ended spiked dildo?" And then flip across the Vibratron 2000. Tickle clit fancy. What? So all these sex toys are going on the big screen, and she's totally unaware. So
What grade was it?
Kids were starting to take their phones and video this happening, and eventually she realized what was happening, and you know, hilarity ensued as the school removed her. But it's pretty funny because in general, the school basically said, hey, we removed her. She was offensive and whatever. I mean, look, she didn't mean it, but it was, I think, the funniest thing in the world. Go on YouTube, watch this video of it. And pretty fun stuff.
That's just an accident. That was an accident.
It's an accident. I don't think she should have been thrown out of the school. I mean, look, shit happens in technology, but I think it was funny as fuck. The idea that she had this freaking dildo catalog up on the wall, and she's just flipping through it, oblivious to what's going on.
I wonder what grade she was teaching. Was it like kindergarten kids or 6th grade or what?
No, they had phones.
I think it was like early high school, like, maybe like 9th or 10th grade, something like that.
Oh, wow. High school kids.
Smart enough to know what it was. I just love that story. I think it was great. Anyway, it is time for tonight's show and tell guitar. What a night. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Swiss Picks. Swiss Picks with raised holes for a better grip. Swiss Picks, get your grip on. And of course, S for the Jason Becker model, the Jason Becker Blue Cheese, which helps Jason out. Guitar Hero Jason Becker. Swiss Picks for better grip in your guitar playing. And Vinum Custom Pickups, maker of the Mancuda Custom. Vinum Custom Pickups. Check out Vinum Custom Pickups website and see what Vinum Pickups can do for your tone. Check it out, because Craig Vinum can make anything you want. Really, really, really cool stuff. And basically you want to beef up your Les Paul or some other guitar you have, go call Craig Vinum and say, hey, I want something like a JB pickup, just less muddy. He'll make it for you. These are custom wound, high-end boutique pickups, not at a high-end price. So check out Vinum Custom Pickups. And of course, what are you going to get for the big game? What snack you're going to get? Yeah, you'll get your buffalo wings and some Doritos. But you know what, Johnny? You know what the best snack for the big upcoming game is?
What?
Delicious Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn. Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more. Delicious Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more. The more is candy, chocolate, nuts, all the deliciousness. Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more. Mention Johnny Beane and Jay Hannon, and you will get more product. You will get more product, more delicious Colonel's goodness. There it is right now. Dane's chomping on some right now, that lucky guy. Dane's going to have the best football party ever. Look at that. He's got like 30 bags of the stuff.
Man, that looks delicious.
Delicious Colonel's gourmet popcorn and more.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, look at him go. Dane, can you fit that whole bag in your mouth?
Can we hear the crunch?
That stuff is delicious, right? Oh, that's the sound. That's your new ringtone, Dane. Every time I hear that.
You should be doing that on Twitch.
Nice. Delicious. Delicious Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more. And of course, Johnny, when you want the best kill switches made for guitars, where do you go? I'm asking you as a professional player, Johnny.
As a professional player and still on Spotify, I go to Tessie Switch.
Tessie Switch. The best made kill switches ever. Go to Tessie Switch's website. They have all sorts of kill switches. They have ones that light up. They have small ones. They have the big video game ones, rapid fires, you name it. Tessie Switch can customize kill switches for your guitar. Check out and get a Tessie Switch, and you will not be sorry. You could beat the shit out of those. They take such a beating, and they're so durable and reliable. And Johnny, when you want to totally hot rod your guitar, totally, where do you go?
I go to FU Tone.
fu-tone.com. Go to fu-tone.com. Check out what they have for you to hot rod your guitar. They have titanium parts. They have tuners. They have bridges. They have all sorts of pickups. Whatever you need, fu-tone.com will help you hot rod your guitar. You want noiseless springs? They got them. You want a replacement neck? You want a whole guitar? A whole hot rodded setup ready to rock guitar? You can get it at fu-tone.com. Look at Johnny grabbing stuff. I'll bet that came from fu-tone. There it is. Look at that. That is an fu-tone.com custom bridge. Look at that bad boy. Nice. Yeah, so go to fu-tone.com. Check out what hot rod options they can do for you. What is that, Johnny?
It's a FU Tone pickup.
Nice. All sorts of cool stuff at fu-tone.com. Thank you, FU Tone. So tonight's clue I gave you was it has to do with Kiss, but not what you think. And you'll realize that clue immediately when I show you this guitar. As soon as Johnny gets that out of my way.
Ding.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Ding.
Leave a thumbs up on the video. Appreciate that. Ding, 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 ding. There's that duck. That's StreamYard duck. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show and tell guitar to do with Kiss, but not what you think. Here we go. Look at that thing. Let me get in a better position. Hold on.
Oh, crap. Hang on. Oh, crap. Hang on.
It's just a
Got
thumbnail, Johnny.
Got it.
You have a thumbnail? Great. So it is a vagina. No, it's not a vagina. It's a set of lips. There you go. This is a Kramer Beretta. This is a 1988 Kramer Beretta with a Klein graphic of kissing lips. That's why I was saying has to do with Kiss, but it's not the band. That's a Kramer 12th fret block neck headstock. with beautiful Brazilian rosewood. Kramer Berettas, as you know, are some of the coolest shredder bolt-ons of the 80s. Guys like Jeff LeBar, Richie Sambora, and many, many others swore by them. Mick Mars played Kramer Berettas for a while. In fact, I think I might be mistaken, but I thought Jeff LeBar might have even had one like this. Either Jeff or Mick, I think, had a lips graphic. I forgot who. It's a Klein graphic. Not many made. This one's a rock survivor. This one has some chips in the clear coat. This baby's been through the war of all the 80s bands and stuff in all the clubs. You got a real Floyd Rose, non-recessed, because that's how Berettas rolled. Real Floyds. And I think the pickup in this one I think it's a DiMarzio Super Distortion. A lot of them came with Duncan JBs, but I believe this one's a DiMarzio Super or some version of it. I forget what I put in here. I dug this one out. And I love these 12th inlay Kramer necks. They have such a nice feel to them. This one has a light clear coat on the back. Some of them are more of the satin finish. This one has a clear coat on it, which is cool. I love the Kramer American neck. Now, this is, again, that period of Kramer where ESP made the parts, post 85. From 1986 on, Kramer's parts were mostly made by ESP and then sent to Kramer to assemble in the U.S., hence the name Kramer American, where it's a mix of U.S. and Japanese parts. And obviously that nice slick Beretta body. But you can see the clear coat chips on this one. I love guitars like this that are well broken in and well played and have been through specifically, just rock shows of the 80s. Just beat them up. Go play rock shows of the 80s. There you go. I love that lips graphic, by the way. I love Klein graphics. They're, again, they only made so many, guys. They're rarer than you think. And this is not an easy one to find either. And I just love them. I just love the shape of them. I love the weight of them. I mean, it's a single angled hum and a Floyd. What more do you need? It's all business. Put my cock on these lips. This is great. Let's see. Just looking through. Kentry55 asked, did CC DeVille have a Kramer? I don't remember him having any Kramers. I know he was a big BC Rich player with gunslingers and such. And I know, he had that Hot Rod Flame Charvel. He had some Ibanez later. Brian the Sign Guy wants to know who owned it before. Just a New York rocker. I'm not sure specifically where it's been through the years, but clearly, obviously, someone in a band had it, but no specific. I don't know anyone specific, like rock star wise. I mean, so many guys in the 80s played Kramers. So many guys played Kramers. And again, this is not the, these are the USAs, not the imports. The imports like the F1000, different animal. That was a lower end. These are the higher ends. Let's see. Bruce Kulick usually played Charvel, not Kramer. Let's see. Just looking. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't scream more 80s than this. It really doesn't. There you go. But again, it's all business. One volume, that's all you need. That's really all you need. Yeah, Bruce Kulick also played ESP for a while. And there you go. That is today's show and tell guitar of the week. 1988 Kramer Beretta with a Klein Lips graphic on it. And that has not come all over the lips, although maybe it is. There you go. What do you think, Johnny?
Very cool. Those Klein graphics are they're just
screaming 80s. They're very distinct 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw a lot of that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
I loved Kramer's. I mean, of course, myself, the whole reason I liked Kramer was obviously because of Van Halen and the 5150 guitar. I mean, that was my favorite.
There's the tilt back of the neck angle someone was asking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they play amazing. They're very, very, very smooth. They're very, very solid, very nice necks. Pretty thin D-shaped neck. Again, I've always liked the Kramer necks. My second guitar was a Kramer Beretta. So I'm biased toward these. I like these a lot. There you go. I love that pyramid logo. That's like my favorite period of Kramer's. Really are. I think they're just so damn well made. Just a nice weight to it. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I always thought they were cool. But like I was saying, that my favorite Kramer was always the 5150.
Oh yeah.
That was it. That was it. And you couldn't get one. You couldn't get anything like that.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wide and thin, and Keith, that's pretty much how I like. I like an R2 nut. Some of these were R3s, but that's like as wide as you'd want to go. R2 for me is just perfect. I think that's like the best feeling neck out there. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I had a lot of those.
Yeah, so there you go. So that is today's show and tell guitar, and let's thank Dane Zimmerman for being on the show today. Dane
Thank
split
you,
after show and tell guitar. Let's talk about. Let's see. I'm just going down the list here. So Steve Vai was talking about, his meeting with David Lee Roth and how, David Lee Roth and him got together. He was basically giving an interview and describing how when he heard that David left Van Halen, he's like, wow, I wonder, who Dave's going to get as his next guitarist. But you know what? Something is telling me it's going to be me. Like, that's the most cherry gig in the world. And it wasn't an ego thing. And it wasn't a point where he felt that, he deserved it or who else could it be? It wasn't like that. He said, there are certainly plenty of people that could do it, but wouldn't it be amazing if I got it? And I have a feeling, just a vibe, premonition that it's going to be me. Wouldn't it be awesome if David Lee Roth got in contact with me and said, hey, I want it to be you? And sure enough, he said, I get a call and it's David Lee Roth. And he's like, yeah, no, of course I'll take the gig. And he said that was just an amazing period of his life, that you're playing with, someone, and not that he was trying to equal or be Eddie Van Halen or be more than Van Halen or whatever. I mean, obviously Vai has a different style, but the idea that you're basically in a rock group with arguably the greatest frontman of the 80s, and you're basically the replacement of arguably the greatest guitarist of the 80s in his band. I mean, that screams opportunity. And it wasn't lost on him. And, you know, he always gets asked, hey, you know, would you ever reunite with the DLR band, the Eat 'em and Smile band, ever before? You know, obviously in 2015, they tried to do that at the Hollywood Bowl. They tried that. I was there, and they were literally on the stage, curtain about to open. Literally, I saw their feet under the curtain right there. I was right up front, and they're ready. They're in position, and they're about to announce them. And the fire marshal shut that show down. That was the opportunity for the reunion. And, you know, Steve said, would you ever do it again? He's like, well, I think that ship has sailed. I mean, Dave is retired, but, you know, if I was asked if they decided to do it again, I mean, we're all so busy with our stuff, but I think I would, you know, I mean, if the right opportunity to do it came along again, I would. But I think with Dave, you know, retiring, unless he's going to come out of retirement and the other guys say, I think that ship has probably sailed, but he would be open to it. He would be open to it. So, you know, that's basically that. And then let's also talk about Kirk Hammett. Kirk Hammett just announced he's got a solo album coming out, which I guess it's a solo EP. I think it's 4 songs. Let me take a look here. It's a 4-song instrumental EP. Celebrating Record Store Day, worldwide release exclusively at your favorite local independent retailer and in the Met store on Saturday, April 23rd. So again, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing about Kirk. Kirk is a great guitarist. I mean, he obviously relies a lot on the wah pedal. That's his style. That's his thing. But look, I mean, the fact is, between him and James, you know, Metallica's stuff is pretty freaking amazing. You know, I mean, who doesn't like Metallica? But now you're looking at what Metallica has come out with since, I guess, after the Black Album. Are you a fan of it or are you not? I mean, you hear what Kirk sounds like now in Metallica. Are you expecting anything different? Maybe, but I'll bet anything you're going to hear a lot of the same style he does with Metallica regarding the wah pedal and those effects. Look, he's a good, solid guitarist. I don't think it's going to be anything earth-shatteringly different, you know? Departure from currently what you hear him doing in Metallica. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
you know?
how much does he write for Metallica?
A lot. Him and James do a lot of the writing.
Jay Hannon. Jay's
in Metallica? Oh.
Because it's a solo record, a Kurt solo record I would think it wouldn't totally sound like Metallica. It would sound
it's not going to sound like
it's going to sound like
it's going to be his work,
like a watered down version of what
without
Metallica
James.
stuff happens
without James.
What? Metallica, yeah, it'll be different.
I think I think watered down is the right words that I'm looking for that you came up with.
Yeah, it won't be Metallica, but it will be a lot of wah pedals.
Yeah, I expect a lot of
every instrument will have wah on it.
I expect a lot of. I mean, in the chat, what are you guys expecting? I'm curious. What are you guys in the chat expecting? I'm expecting a lot of wah. I think without James, it's not going to be as good as Metallica, but I think it'll be different. Maybe Metallica light, for lack of a better word. I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be something fantastic. I hope so. I mean, I love when great music comes out. I just don't have super high expectations for it.
Watered down. There you go, pooping. Yeah. Watered down.
Watered down.
It'll be jazz, is what it'll probably be.
Jizz? Oh, jazz.
Maybe.
Jazz.
It'll be progressive. That is my guess. I'm not the biggest Metallica fan around here. You guys know that. but I can tell you that it won't be Metallica level.
It won't be Metallica level, but I also expect it certainly not to be. I certainly don't expect it to be his work with Metallica pre the Black Album. I don't expect it to be anything great and groundbreaking and everything.
No,
maybe he'll be a little experimental.
Yeah,
what
I can tell you what it will be. It will be a lot of stuff that he submits to Metallica that either gets worked up into actual Metallica material, or it'll be stuff that the band has passed on. That's what it will be. That's why people make solo records.
Han 36 Solo says he'll probably be playing Greenie. I expect that. I mean, when you have one of the best sounding Les Pauls ever made, and Greenie has an incredible tone and a soul and very unique tone. I would certainly use it. I would hope he would. I would expect him to. Why would you own a guitar like that without putting it on your solo effort of all things? This is his first solo album. Mm-hmm. It's not even a full album. I keep calling it an album. It's an EP. It's a 4-song EP. It's
an MP3.
There you go.
Yeah. And KXM Rock, when's your album coming out? That sounds like Kirk Hammett.
Pooh Ninja says, what is Kirk's true voice? We'll see how he plays without James and Lars yelling at him. I mean, it's going to be an all instrumental album. It's going to be 4 instrumental songs. It's going to be something like, also remember, he's a student of like Joe Satriani. Like literally he's a student. Yeah. Joe Satriani was a teacher of his. So you're going to hear, I would imagine, instrumental, type of stuff. Similar to Joe Satriani in that, you're not going to have vocals and stuff like that. Just, pure instrumental noodling and rhythms and stuff. Jesus Rapes Me says Kirk writes and plays the solos. He contributes nearly nothing to Metallica. Well, there's some pretty good solos out there that he's done. So I gotta say, and then, I think it was, they were describing how they came up with Enter Sandman. I think Lars originally had that in his head and then Kirk changed it around or something to that effect. I believe Kirk changed it around, but I'm not expecting anything earth shattering, but I am curious. And look, we'll find out April 23rd. When he comes up with that. So I'm really interested and I'm curious. So we'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll check it. I'll definitely check it out.
Let's see. What's going on here? Just taking a peek in the chat. Bear with me here. That was it. Okay. Gino Ames says Kirk wrote the Enter Sandman riff. Lars changed it around a bit. Lars rearranged it. Okay, that was it. I remember Lars changed something or something to that effect. So yeah, I'm curious to see what he comes up with. Like I said, am I expecting anything crazy? No. Will I buy it? Of course. And I'll buy it on CD. Because again, myself and Paulie specifically always like to help artists out like that. Always like to support artists with physical hard cash that they will see part of versus downloads. And because they get pennies on a download, they get a few dollars, I believe, on CD sales. So I like to buy a physical product. That's what I like to do. So, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Again, I want to reiterate, opinions are opinions, and these are our opinions as individuals. Don't listen to us. We're comedians, okay? We're entertainers. We're not in the field of anything but entertainment. So those are opinions. Also, let me reiterate, Chris Holmes, check out, look in the chat, his GoFundMe, help him out. Man's fighting cancer. He's done so much for metal. We really like to help him out and contribute for Chris Holmes of Wasp cancer battle. Other than that, Johnny, you got anything else before we read credits?
Please don't do this.
What is that? Yeah, thanks, Johnny.
Don't leave 400 thumbs downs on this video and every Tuesday. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. But thanks for the suggestion, Johnny. Good to. Very smart.
Yeah. No. If you like, if you enjoy this stuff, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe. You have to subscribe to participate in the chat. And come back. Please come back after this.
At all.
Come back Friday.
Friday's a good day.
Stephen Rosen will be here. Tone Chaser is his new book. And I'm a huge fan of his work, his writing over the years. So that'll be a amazing show. Jay Hannon, Kurt 5150 with a K will be here. And it'll be awesome. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, Friday.
Let's see. Someone asked. Let's see. I'm not sure when the new Scorpions album comes out. Rock Believer. Let's see. Scheduled for release February of 2022 in Europe. And it
That's
is
right now.
scheduled. Yeah, that's in Europe. And let's see. February 25th in North America. Scorpions' new album, Rock Believer, is supposed to be set to be released. That I'm excited about because the Scorpions are very consistent with new product, which I'm really jazzed about. And speaking of new product, Queensryche just, there's 6 songs in. I think there's 6 songs in now. And yes, I did make up with Steve Rosen. Yes, Jesus Rapes Me. Steve and I are on good terms, and I think his book is going to be great. So, yes, I did. Thank you.
Hello. You're on the air.
Hey, John. Hey, Johnny. It's False Flag. I
there.
know that's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, but I just wanted to say that Kirk's It's a Sandman riff was changed by Lars. The only difference was Kirk played the whole riff at once, like da 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 at the end.
Oh, now we're false flagged.
Hello?
No, I'm kidding.
Lars stretched it out, basically. So it wasn't so repetitive.
You smell like dirt.
He's not talking to you, False Flag. He means
I was talking to Ned.
Ned.
I was talking to Ned.
Yeah. Yeah, jeez. Nice.
Oh, that's cool, man. Metallica Facts from False Flag.
So yeah,
Nice.
it was Kirk's riff, but Lars actually made it sound more accessible, and yeah.
And I
Very
gotta give
cool.
Lars credit. It's a great riff.
No
I
worries,
love
guys.
playing that riff.
I'm watching your show replay now, so yeah. Take care of
Wow.
yourself.
All the way from where are you at? Again?
Australia.
Mars. All the way from Mars. That's amazing.
Yeah, I might as well be down under.
Right on, man. Well, dude, thank you for all your support for all this stuff and
Yeah.
just being here with us all the way from Mars.
Cool.
It's incredible.
Australia. He's from Australia.
Cool. I'll see you later.
All right, see you
Thank
later, man.
Thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it.
Wow.
False flag, everybody.
Who is
What's
not
really
me.
funny is Johnny just clicked the recorder button, and it plays what he recorded earlier. Oh, this is false flag. Oh, false flag. And just, Johnny is really false flag. No, he's not really false flag. There you go. Johnny's recording it right now.
Uh-huh. Wait. We have another call. Hang on. You're on the air. Who's
great,
this?
Man, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm awesome. How are you, dude? Is this false flag?
Right on.
Oh, right.
It is false flag once again. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Let's give a thank you to our listeners, because we appreciate our audience. We love our audience, and so we want you all to be safe and safe out there and be nice to each other. So thank you for watching. Let's give a thank you to our channel members. Wow. Look at the size of that list now. That list shrunk down to 2 by tonight. I can't even read that. Okay. Thank you to channel members David Allen Wright, Mike Neese, Keenan Neighbors, Paul Martin Woods, Mr. Mick, Bubbly Dukakis, Smallmouth Guy, Lawrence Christensen, Symmetry, Majestic PB and J Cat, Warlag, Sherman Callahan, James S5150, James Gum, Wayno, Thomas Santiago, Vinyl Freak 5150, Dan Halen, James G, Music Therapy Laz, Andy Carson, Rick Green, The Chad, Christopher Live Sawa, All Dave, All Night, Murphy, Steve Barton, Fernando Riley, Laguna Palms, Robot Master Switch, R2R3 Locking Nuts, 6 Chick 71, John Moronic, Hillary Lewis, Jeff T, 5150 TV, Kurt 5150, KXM Rock, R Habs, Stephen Franklin, Carol Hatcher, Sean Shreds, Margaret Scranton, Michael the Captain Smith, Jesus Rapes Me, Nicole Mrazek, Sean Spalding, False Flag, Ghost BC Rich, Hugh
Sean
Caldwell.
Spalding.
What did I say? Brian Spalding. False Flag, Ghost BC Rich, Hugh Caldwell, Jim Nicholas, Mr. BHB Jr. That's Bruce.
Is that Bruce?
Thomas Santiago, Lenny Lou and Mary, Bo Zeke, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
You need to put Steve Carmichael at the end, Johnny. I always got to dodge that name like a bullet. And real quick, I'm just curious. I'm looking at this. What is the difference between the orange names and the white names?
The orange names, which are supposed to be gold, are the executive producers.
Oh, okay. So they get double duty on there.
Yeah, when I originally did this, they were gold color or yellow, and then for some reason it came out whatever color that is.
And Lenny Lou and Mary, just check in with me privately. Let me know you guys are okay. I know they're battling the virus right now. Let's see. Just looking. Yeah, I heard Ron Jeremy popped out of some hole and saw his shadow. 6 more weeks of winter, so we'll deal with it. Unfortunately, I think it was a hole in someone's ass in prison.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
We got no winter here.
Your accountant Renus, just checking in. There we go. Renus obviously keeping track.
Thank you, Renus.
Thank you, Renus. We appreciate that. Let's thank the great Neanderthal, Dane Zimmerman, great Jay Hannon of the band Gizmachi for checking in. Check out Caleb Rappaport's Nerd Halen video from the Van Halen tribute. Should be on YouTube. That should be cool.
By the way, Nerd Halen will be on the is it the Monsters of Rock cruise?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Coming up,
actually, in a couple days.
Yeah. This aren't they setting sail like in 2 days or something?
Very soon, I guess. And Michael Smith will be there, and he'll be reporting in.
Nice.
during the cruise. So keep it right here for live updates from the Monsters of Rock cruise featuring Nerd Halen and some other bands I forgot about.
Yeah, and give Nerd Halen some love. Go over there and support them. Give our homeboys some love if you would. They deserve it. There we go. Nice.
Yes.
Whose emoji is that Laz has right now?
That's
Caleb's,
Caleb.
right?
That's Caleb.
That's Caleb. Okay. There you go. Those headphones? Those are headphones,
Yeah.
right? Okay, there you go. Nice. Johnny, got anything else?
See you guys Friday. Maybe actually before then for some stuff.
Yeah, and obviously we love our audience. We appreciate our audience. Thank you so much for watching tonight, and we will see you next week on Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I am going to go off to the massage parlor while Johnny's getting ready for Grand Theft Auto.
They have one of those in Grand Theft Auto. Did you know that?
Massage parlor?
All that stuff.
I'd be playing it all. And thank you, Bang Energy Drink, who's responsible for any controversy on the channel tonight. Bang Energy Drink. Delicious and yet controversial Bang Energy Drink. Always the right drink at the most inappropriate times. Thank you, Bang Energy Drink.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Good night from Johnny Beane TV. Bye-bye.